Da-da, 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 da-da. Ta-da. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic day today. What's going on, guys? How come, just realizing this now, there's no desktop audio? A little confused by that. What's going on, Shepard? How you doing today? Razor Banks, what's up? We Do Fun. How you doing today, man? What's up, JJ, Unmang, Geezer, Vortex, Ziden, Shepard? Welcome to the live stream. Elias, Respect, Wallby, Lightning Orb, Brigatona, FaZe, AC Squad, Seb, Beastly Jack. Welcome to the stream. What's up, Job? How you doing today? Pro, Bend Over, Peanut Gamer, DSR. Welcome to the stream. DIY, LSB. Welcome to the stream, guys. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Appreciate it very, very much. What is happening here, bro? Hold on, man. I am confused. Is something wrong with... Oh. Yeah, no, I'm just dumb. I'm just dumb. All right, guys. Yo, what's up, Billiard? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Anthony? How you doing today? Frost. What's up, Casey White? How you doing today? Ultra. What's up, Tom? Taco. Team. Lucas. Tyler. Vlog. Shorty. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. This is pretty much... I haven't done, like, a multiplayer live stream. I feel like we haven't done one of these in a very, very long time. So it's going to feel good to sort of hop back onto some multiplayer here. Have a little bit of fun with you guys. Play with some viewers. And also get these wins at the exact same time. What I'm going to go ahead and do right here is I am going to go ahead and create a brand new BO3 social group. I'm hoping we can create one, and it's not going to, like, push us out. So I'm pretty sure, what number are we on now, guys? Hennis. I'm pretty sure it's like Hennis 11. We'll make it simple for you guys. Hennis 11 is going to be the name of the group. Okay, thank God it's going to actually let me create it. What's up, Alex Lopez? I love this guy's emblem, man. Low gang for life. Bro. Low gang for life every day. What's up, Norma? How you doing today? Ryan, welcome to the live stream. That's lit. HVK, it is lit, man. You cannot process this request. Oh, yo, for real? Okay, hold on. We got to back this guy to have a group here. Hopefully he's joined one of mine so I can just make him leave for one of my groups. I love your channel so much. Thank you, Voltage. I appreciate it a ton, man. Welcome to the stream. Honestly, all of you hashtag notification squad members, you guys are elites. Elites, and I appreciate your support. Yo, we got a donation already here right off the bat. Why isn't it coming? Did it come through? Wait a minute. Did the donation come through? Hello? Did the donation already come through and I'm just blind? Maybe it did. Yo, so ATQZ The Ones donated $3.33 and says, remember me, I love you and really want to play zombies with you. Love for me. ATQZ, thank you very much for the support, man. I really do appreciate it. You are an absolute god. Can we get an ATQZ spam in the chat? I would appreciate it very much. All right, let's go ahead and make this group here before I honestly get distracted. So he is part of Hennis Hyde. All right, let's just make him leave this group then. Leave group. Yes. What's up, Fallen? How you doing today, my man? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you very much, brother, for that donation. Starting the stream off right with a $3.33 right off the bat. I can't join the group. Yeah, that's because I haven't made the group yet, man. So let me go ahead and find the group here. We're going to create another one. Like I said, we're going to call this Hennis 11. So if you guys want to go ahead and join up on this group, Hennis 11. That's the name of the group you guys want to join up on. Once you're in there, you should be able to then go ahead and join my session. What's up, Beastly Jack? Boy, you blind? I know, man. I don't know. Honestly, I must have just missed it. Like, literally just missed the donation when it came up on my screen. All right, so the new group has been created, guys. Hennis 11. Go ahead and join up on that BO3 social group. Once you're in it, you should be able to then go ahead and join my session. We're going to have a maximum of 6 people in my lobby. I am appearing online. Nat type is open. Party's open. Let's get it going, man. What's up, Morgan? What's up, Caden? Tyler Fox, thank you very much for the sub. Tactical Turn. Yes, I do remember you, man. Welcome back to the stream. Italian Turtle, what's up, bro? Am I in the low gang? Yeah, dude. I was part of the Jake Paul squad. And then I just found out that I hate Jake Paul. And then you lied about FaZe Banks. And I just love FaZe Banks as a person. Yo, Beastly Jack, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Welcome to the stream, homie. ACG. Hey, ACG, you hit 1,000 subs, bro? I actually saw you tweet about that on Twitter. I meant to respond to you and say, like, congratulations and all that. But now that you're in the stream here, I can go ahead and congratulate you here, man. So thank you very much.
Bro. If you want to mute me, it's fine. But I'm going to mute my mic.
All right, man. Sounds good. What's up, Blue Jelly? How you doing today, man? I'll probably just end up meeting everybody here pretty soon. All right, guys. So we already do have a full 6-man lobby. Like I tell you guys every single stream, though, I will rotate out viewers all throughout today's live stream. So if you do want to play with me at any point in today's stream, go ahead.
Oh my God, Hennis, you're like my dad. Yes, I'm in your game. Woo!
Go ahead and join up on the BO3 social group called Hennis 11. Hennis 11 is the name of the group you guys want to join up on, and then we should be good to go. All right. Oh, did we just lose a person? Oh, I thought I kicked somebody by accident. I got really scared there. Okay, so what do we got for streaks here? Let's go ahead and throw on. Oh, he doesn't have the hater yet. What level do you get the hater? 48? Oh, no. We're not going to be able to get the hater, like, at all this stream. No worries, though. We're going to run, let's run UAV, Cerberus, and Talon. Those are streaks we don't usually get to run. And then we have an M8 class here, but that's really for nuked outs. Oh, he does have a couple of class setups here. All right, I'm actually just going to mess up this one just because I've already kind of butchered it. I'm going to go ahead and throw on. Oh, he does have the Mana War. Is it maxed out? Better be. No, it's not. We'll throw on Reflex Sight. Oh, he doesn't have a whole lot of attachments for it. That's all right. Weevil. Please tell me you got the Weevil maxed. That's all right. We'll work on the Weevil. We got Quick Draw. We got Grip. And we'll throw on Stock here as well. He doesn't have Scavenger unlocked, unfortunately, so we'll just rock with that for right now. Actually, you know what we're going to do? Let's take off that, and we'll just throw on a Sight. That's going to make our accuracy like T1. What's up, Tyler Fox? How you doing today? What's up, Lars the Claw? What's up, Sully? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Are you going for nuked outs? Man, dude, I don't know. I don't think we're going to be going for any nuked outs in today's stream, but I don't know, maybe. If it happens, it happens, but we don't have a whole lot of, like, the good perks that I would need in order to actually go for nuked outs. We don't really have a whole lot of the good, like, attachments that I would need for certain weapons, but perks are really the big thing. We don't have Dead Silence or Awareness, and we don't have Scavenger either, so that would really make going for a nuked out even more difficult than it already is for me to go for a nuked out. So that's why we're probably going to avoid those for a while. I can't join you because your name doesn't show up in the group. It may take a little bit, man. Maybe you have to restart BO3 or something like that. I'm not really sure. What's up, Harlem? How you doing today, man? What's up, Stefan? How you doing today, Turner? What's up, Logan? You and another YouTuber are my inspiration. ACG. Who's the other YouTuber, bro? Oh, turn on Probot? Yeah, my bad, guys. Let me go ahead and get Probot in here. I always forget about Probot, man. Honestly, Probot is just, honestly, a pain. Just an absolute pain in the booty. But it's great for you guys, and it's great for me in order to get back to you guys as well. So, Probot is loading up here. We should be good to go. Hopefully we get a good map, guys. Everybody cross your fingers right now in the chat. Everybody cross your fingers. Go ahead and just put that little finger crossing emoji in the chat. And hopefully we'll be able to get, like, Nuketown or Combine. I mean, Breach is also a really good map, but I'm going to vote random just for the hell of it. Hi, play zombies. We will be playing zombies later today, man. 100%. I just wanted to do a bit of a multiplayer stream. We haven't done one of these in a very long time, so hopefully we'll be able to have some fun and destroy some noobs, dude. We actually have on some streaks as well that we don't usually run. We got Combine. Did I not freaking call it? You and another YouTuber named Rubsy. I have heard of Rubsy. Yes, doesn't he do zombies? Rubsy? He might or might not do zombies. I don't know. I've seen him on YouTube Gaming, so I know he streams that. I know he streams Black Ops 3. That's for sure. So the guys, Probot wanted to run an update here, so you gotta be patient with Probot. What's up, FaZe Monkey? How you doing today, man? Are you gonna switch every game? About to be Master Prestige level, Prestige 10 level 42. I'm not gonna switch every game, just simply because that would like really slow down the stream, and we have 81 out of 100 wins, so we still have 19 wins to go. So I'm gonna keep this process, you know, sped up as much as possible. So we'll be doing 2 games with each set of viewers, and then I'll back out and get a new lobby. I came here for zombies. I'm sorry, man. I'm a multiplayer guy at heart, bro. Like, I love zombies, and like zombies is really fun, and I really do enjoy the custom zombie streams. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of enjoying playing custom zombies more right now. But I got to give love to the multiplayer guys, and I feel like I haven't played multiplayer in such a long time, so I kind of wanted to play a little bit for right now. If you guys are zombies fans, you can just sit here and pretend that we're playing on the custom zombies map for Combine, like the Halloween one or the Christmas one. I don't know. What's up, Karsten? How you doing today? I am 19 years old. You haven't read any of my messages? Vlog Central, there's over 400 people in my stream, bro. I can't acknowledge everybody. Alright. Alright, guys. Probot's in here. We should be good now. Wow, the music is loud. I'm going to have to go ahead and change that. Let's go over here to... Where is that? It's in audio, right? Audio, advanced volume, music all the way down because I absolutely hate the music in this damn game. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Wait, whoa. Why does everything feel so weird? We good? Yeah, I think we're good. All right, we're good. How you doing today, Robocopter? Welcome to the stream. The Robocopter. Freaking love that. I'm telling you guys, multiplayer is my thing, dude. Watch me drop a nuclear right here. Like a hard nuclear. My game volume is really, really loud right now. And I don't know why. I'm really liking how stock feels right now on this Kuda, on this Weevil though. Feels nice. What's up, Zayden Gaming? How you doing today, my man? Push this way. Yo, Zombie Pantsing! Coming in with that, wait a minute. Coming in with that dono. I appreciate that, homie. Thank you very much, man. Hey, what's up? He said, hey, what? He donates $1 and says, hey, what's up? What's up, Zombie? Appreciate you coming to the stream, my man. You're a god. Can we get a zombie spam in the chat, guys? I would really appreciate it. Oh, no. That was not good. Zombies, but must play multiplayer a little. Exactly, bro. Like, you got to give the multiplayer some love, dude. 100%. Like, multiplayer is what started my channel. Multiplayer is what I grew my channel off of, so I got to do multiplayer, homie. Oops. Good work, teammate. Oh. Ooh. Where are all these scrubs? Oh, they're getting lasered. What's up, Rough Hawk? How you doing today, my man? Let's push this way. What's up, Green Master? What's up, Harry? Oh, I gotta focus, hocus pocus up here, man. I'm going 6-3. Good thing our teammates are winning. I gotta go ahead and turn this down, though, for real. I'm at 80 volume right now, bro. What? I'm gonna turn that down to 60. Like, I usually play like 50 or 60. And one of my earbuds were like freaking pounding my eardrums. Yep. Bye-bye. Have a great time. What's up, Shark Claw? Welcome to the stream. Go get him, teammate. Go get him. Oh! Wait a minute. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Hello? He's gonna be right in here. Oh, no. We're about to die. Oh, shoot. We actually survived. Okay. There's another guy back there.
UAV ready for deployment.
Oh, shoot. He was behind me. What's up, Raider? Hey, I love your videos. Thank you very much, man. I do appreciate that. What's up, DF DOS? How you doing today, my man? Should be a guy right up here. Nice. Good work, teammates. How you doing today, Tyler Hill? Welcome to the live stream, homie. Call that in. I really wish this guy had the XMC, bro. I want to use the XMC so bad right now. Wait, where is he? Oh, my God. Wait, what was just happening? What was just happening? Wait a minute. What? How many people did we just kill? How you doing today, Jalen? What's up, Rough Hawk? Welcome to the stream, my man. Oh, shoot. Yep. Imagine if I'd actually got him. Nice, you're good. I'm trying, man. What's up, Jayan? What's up, Katie Smith? How you doing today? Little Hamlet Rainbow? Little Hamlet Rainbow. What an adorable name. That's actually a freaking adorable name. How you doing today, Katie Smith? Welcome to the stream. Oh my God, they're all back here. Oh, you're so weak. Yeah, you gonna rush me? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, I accidentally hit the wall run. I didn't mean to do that. What's up, Elite Jacob? How you doing today, man? Guy's still back here. That's a dead guy. We got him, boys. Nice kill. Thank you, man. What's my Snapchat? My Snapchat is Real Pro Hennis if you guys want to go over and add me. How you doing today, Lauren? Welcome to the stream. This is my warm-up game, chat. So we're a little sloppy right now on the shots and everything. We'll turn up here in a little bit. Trust. Trust. Oh my goodness. Enemy's getting slapped. What's up, Seb? Welcome to the live stream, my man. I almost feel like I need to use a different weapon. You know what I'm saying? ACG Scopes is a god. What's up, Andrew? Welcome to the live stream, my man. Damn, couldn't get final kill cam. How you doing today, Hector Rugg? Welcome to the stream. Did that ACG donation come up on screen? I feel like some of these donations aren't coming up. ACG donated $1 to the live stream. Anyways, if it didn't come up, huge shout out to you, ACG. He's a mod in my stream. He hit 1,000 subscribers today. Super cool guy. Yo, what's up, Mango? How you doing today, homie? ACG donates $1 and says, Hennis, you and Rubsy are my favorite YouTubers. Without YouTube, I would not be doing it right now. You guys are amazing and the best and nicest people in the world. I love you, brother. You are the best, my dude. I'm so happy I hit 1K. Hashtag Hennis Army for the win. Huge congrats to you, man, on hitting 1,000 subscribers. That's a big milestone. That's a really, really big milestone. And yeah, honestly, well deserved, bro. Like, you've been on your grind. I noticed you, man. And so, honestly, congratulations. And well deserved. Let's get an ACG spam in the chat. He hit 1,000 subscribers, guys. Just spam ACG. I would really appreciate that. I am going to go ahead and do one more game with this set of viewers, and then I will back out and get a brand new lobby right after this game. Mango, I got to go ahead and respond to your DM, man, because I should have responded to you yesterday, and I didn't. And I apologize for that. I don't know if you're still watching the stream, but I meant to do that, and I'm sorry I didn't. It's a little bit of a, you know, I don't know. You might understand what my response is already going to be if you're watching the stream, but like it's just not. I don't know. I really like you, dude. I actually really like you, but I don't know. It's just there's drama, you know. What's up, the awkward gamer? How you doing today, man? What's up, Charles? I'll send you $500 if you get a nuclear. Got you a Dismo stream up. Hey, thank you, man. That I appreciate that a ton. Appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and get another game here. I feel you, bro. All good. I don't know. It sucks because I don't like being caught in the middle of this. You know, it's just awkward. I just don't like it. I'm just waiting for someone to leave so I can join you. Lol, yeah, Sully, for real, man. I hope you guys will be able to go ahead and join my session. I hope all of you guys will be able to join my session. If you guys do want to go ahead and join me, all you have to do if you're new to the live stream is go ahead and join up on my BO3 social group called Hennis11. Once you're in that group, you should be able to then go ahead and join my session. I'm doing one more game with this set of viewers right here, and then we'll be sure to back out and get a brand new lobby. So we have 82 out of 100 wins done now. We can change the title right there. I'm hoping one of these games to actually drop in nuclear. Hopefully. Hopefully. Is this your account? This is not my account, Andres. No, unfortunately not. I wish I was unlocking a triple play on my account, but this is for a subscriber. If you guys haven't checked out this guy yet, he does have his Twitter down in the description. I couldn't find a link to his YouTube. His YouTube is like Joker Squad. If he types in the chat, if he's here, you should be able to see him. Wait. Oh, Jesus. Hold up. Yeah. My bad, man. My bad. Straight up. Yo, so ATQZ, this is his third donation of the stream. I thought it was only his second, but it's his third. He donates another $1 and says, bro, you missed my second dono. Homie, I'm so sorry. He donated $4.20 to the stream after his Illuminati donation and said, are you in? By the way, letting you know you have fans from the other side of the world, Denmark, like me. I hope I can play with you. Yo, absolutely, man. 100%. It does kind of suck because of time zones, in all honesty, but that's why I try to do streams that's like different spread out times during the day, because I feel like it gives me more of a chance to play with people from various parts of the globe. So, honestly, man, I really hope to play with like as many of you guys as possible. Thank you very much for another $1. Can we get another AT spam in the chat? I would appreciate it very much. Peek right in here.
Reaper junked.
Here I come. Hennis is a coming in. You know there's about to be somebody up here. 100%. Ha! No, okay. I'm guessing it's gonna be Gary. You just gotta look at the mini. Oh, shoot. I'm in a bad position. I'm in a really bad position right now. I don't know where this guy just went. And I'm stuck. Thank you very much for the AT spams, guys. I do appreciate it very much. Oh, he had a knife. Okay, thank goodness. All right, we're 4-0 right now, guys. I'm like determined right now to get this UAV. So I need all y'all to help me out. I need all y'all to get some hype going in the chat. Just like spam hype. I would really appreciate it. Jake's Empire, how you doing today, man? Oh, shoot, we're about to get peeked. Teammates, you gotta stop stealing my kills, man. Shoot, where are these guys? This should be right up here. No, my teammates are literally taking everything, bro. Hold on, guys. I'm about to... Oh, he's so weak. Thank you very much for the hype spams, guys. I appreciate it. ATQZ coming in with another dono. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for another... Oh, there we go. Here we go. Come at me. Yeah. There's the Cerberus. Oh, what's up? Anybody else? Oh, hell no. I want to die. Nice. Oh, we're one off our talent right now. One off the talent. Yo, the hype worked, guys. We're still 9-0 right now. The hype worked, dude. Let's freaking get it, man. Where was this guy? There's literally just a guy right here. Let's go. Do I have an Xbox One? I do not, man, unfortunately. Shoot, dude. This guy with a haymaker is annoying as frick. Oh, we still have this. I completely forgot we still have that. Okay, let's call that in. Nice, dude. Let's freaking go, man. Alright, we're in a really bad spot right now. 100%. In a very bad spot. This has got stock on it as well. Let's call it an next UAV. Dude, we're just killing it right now. We're just killing it, man. Honestly, dude. Nice. Good work, teammates. Good work. Alright, let's see if we can keep this up. Can we get another 8? Did I already ask you guys for another AT spam in the chat? I think I did for his other donation. What's up, Coyote? Welcome to the stream, my man. Appreciate you stopping in. Okay, no. I really don't like peeking this way, bro, because it gets way too hectic. There's way too many areas these guys can come from. They're all upstairs now. They're all going to die. What's up, Jesse Bridge? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's push this. Oh! Yo, sick reaction time, Hennis. Dude, we were going 16-1. We were killing it. We were killing it. Why are you guys spamming me numbers in the chat? Or it's just this run Rodriguez guy. I gotta sneeze. Did I get the kill? I couldn't tell. I sneezed. And okay, never mind. He killed me. Hennis, you're dope. Thank you, man. What's up, Tom Hall? Welcome to the stream. He noticed me 100%. I try to notice as many of you guys as I possibly can. So if I'm noticing you and you appreciate that, that makes me happy. I'm glad. Honestly glad. I love you, Alex. I love you too, brother. Oh, God. They just got obliterated. Oh, no. We went 21-2. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, solid GGs in the chat, guys. I would appreciate it. Solid GGs. What's up, Rough Hawk? How you doing, man? Are you on PS4? Yes, Shifty. I am on the PS4. What's up, Stream? How you doing today, gaming? You've noticed me? Yes, Luke Lewis, 100%. Hennis, that was my first game on and I got the power core. Bro, you're just a god, man. Throw on the mothership, dude. Call on the mothership. I mean, in TDM, it would kind of suck. In Domination, it might be better, but... Guys, that's 2 wins right off the bat. We got 2 wins in the first 20 minutes of the stream. They call us the young gods, chat. The young gods. No, you're a god? I don't know. It's very kind of you to say. Honestly, very, very kind. I'm going to switch up the weapon here and switch up the party that I'm actually in right now. So, if you guys want to go ahead and join my session, all you guys have to do is join up on the BO3 social group called Hennis11. I'll show you guys how to join up on that here in just a second. How you doing, Coyote? Welcome to the stream, man. I said hello to you. I almost had the hater. Dude, you guys are going to need to be running haters. Everybody who I'm partying up with, if you guys have it unlocked, make sure you're running it because I'm not on an account that's a high enough level yet. So, bro, do you see the chat? Yes, Logan the Gamer, I will. Thanks for letting me play today, Hennis. Honestly, Beastly Jack, thank you very much for your support, dude. It really means a lot. Like, honestly, I should just keep you in the lobby just because you supported the stream so much, but I want to make it fair, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully you understand. I'm going to go ahead and back out. We're going to leave alone. So, joining up on my session. Very, very simple. All you have to do is join up on this BO3 social group right there. The emblem is Logang for life. I didn't make that. That's the emblem for the guy whose account that I'm on right now. But go ahead and join up on Hennis11. Once you're in there, go to the roster, and you should be able to join my session from there.
Oh, shit.
Oh, bro, he made it in.
Oh, shit. Oh, what?
Oh,
wow, what
oh.
Actually joined.
I'm not going to mute him for right now. I was going to mute him, but he seems like too much of a nice guy. Let's go ahead and go rock with the Kuda here. Yo! Jesus, hold on. I am actually gonna go ahead and meet this here for a second, just because we're getting a lot of feedback from his mic. I couldn't join. Why, Sully? I don't know, man. These guys join up really, really quickly, so you just got to be ready to join up as quickly as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on Quick Draw. We're gonna throw on Grip, and we're gonna throw on Stock again. Because I don't know why, but I am loving, actually really liking stock right now. We just got a $17.38 donation. A $17.38 from the one SatQZ. So SatQZ, that's the same guy that's been donating, right? That's the same dude that's been doing like the 420s and all that. He said, you are my dream to play zombies with and never stop streaming or YouTube. Thank you, man, for your $17.38. That's very, very generous of you, man. Can we get a huge SAT? Just SAT. Can we get a SAT spam in the chat? I would appreciate it. That rhymes, dude. A SAT spam in the chat. Let's get it right now. Bro, can you get my hero gear? I don't usually unlock hero gear for people, man. That's not really something I do. Hello? Hello? Let's do Fringe. Oh, if we're playing on Fringe, I want an AR class setup. Elo, FMJ. Hold on, I'm going to switch this up a little bit. I want Quick Draw. I want High Cal. Hello? I'm not actually talking in game, bro, unfortunately. Fast Mag, Quick Draw, High Caliber. Let's do Afterburner, let's do Fast Hands, and let's do Tactical Mask. Bang, bang. What does he have on for camo here? I like the blue camo. Let's get it. ATQZ, the ones. Honestly, man, you're a legend, brother. Thank you very much for that support.
Yo.
Yeah, to donate. Yeah, you guys, if you do want to donate to the stream, donations are always optional, but very much appreciated. There is a link at the top of the description. All of you guys, if you have not already dropped a like on the live stream, make sure you go ahead and do that. That would seriously mean a lot to me. I want Quick Draw. Hell yeah. Quick Draw is a great perk. Well, Hennis, I finally have every single gun in the game. I just got the Olympia. Congratulations, man. That's dope. Zombie Pantsy with another dollar. You guys are going to like that. I like his donation message, 100%.
I didn't get to say it last night, but orange juice is better than apple juice.
100%. you guys hear what he said? If you didn't hear what he said, I didn't get to say it last night, but orange juice is better than apple juice. 100%, bro. I'm so glad we're on the same page about that, homie. Oh, shoot. I wanted to... Yeah. I'm so glad we're on the same page about that, man. You're just... Zombie, I appreciate your... Another $1 dono. You're a
Someone's
god.
watching Prolina's live stream.
It's him. It's him. But I appreciate that support, brother. Let's get another zombie spam in the chat. Alright. Oh! He actually landed right behind my teammate. Shoot, I could have one-bursted him. That would have been dope. Apple juice is nasty. Bro, yeah. Orange juice is better than apple juice. That's what I said, right? Did I say it the other way around? If I did, I apologize because apple juice is orange juice is 100% better. Yeah, orange juice is better. 100%. Did I say it the other way around? It's very possible. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep the last couple nights, guys. Because, you know, we're all about that YouTube grind and stuff. What's up, ACO2? How you doing today, man? Can I get a shout-out? Matthew, shout-out to you, man. Hey, Hennis, what's up, M-Dub? I can't join. All you guys got to do if you do want to join my session is just join up on the BO3 social group called Hennis11. Just H-E-N-I-S and then the number 11. And once you guys have joined up on that, you should be able to then go ahead and join my session. Wait, is he laying down? No, he's actually dead. I probably shouldn't have thrown on Fast Mag, and honestly, you really don't need it on this class setup. Bro, the M8 is a slapper, though. This weapon is really, really good in hardcore, too. Teammate, stop shooting me, man. Come on. Don't be that guy. Don't be that viewer, bro. How you doing today, Breezy? Welcome to the live stream. What's up, Carson? How you doing today, my man? Holy Jesus, dude.
When are you gonna play zombies? I don't all day.
Oh, dude, I don't know how I didn't nail that. Holy crap. ATQZ comes in with a $23 donation. I freaking love that song, man. Honestly, that song is just elite. Appreciate that support, brother. Can we get another AT or another SAT spam in the chat? Or AT, whatever you guys want to spam. It would mean a lot either way. Oh my god, I can't believe I almost missed that guy. Oh god, this guy is annoying. Let's get in the corner. This guy's gonna be right around here. Nope. Bro, they're also around here. You can tell. Oh, dude, we should have definitely had him 100%. Yo, SAT, really do appreciate that $23, man. If you guys didn't hear what he said, he's asking when I'm actually going to be playing zombies. I like to do multiplayer streams in the afternoon, brother. And then I do zombie streams at night. So if you want to be in here for my zombie stream, dude, just make sure you have on notifications, and I'll be streaming that later tonight, brother. So, but dude, this guy's nailing every single special donation. I think that's the very first $23 donation I've ever gotten in my live stream. Like, actually, the very first one. I just realized we're kill off our servers here, so I kind of want to play smart if we can. I think there's a guy right back here. I don't want to choke this. Nice. Call that in. I don't know where these guys are going to be here. I'm gonna try to chill right in here for a second. Oh, he's mad. 100% he's mad. He's such a camper. He's a camper. Nice. There's our Talon, boys. Let's go ahead over here. This guy's remote controlling something. I don't know what. Got him. This guy's dead. 100%. Yo, we could actually drop a gameplay right there. Ooh, hold up, hold up, hold up. Ooh, teammate. Yo, chill with shooting me, bro. Teammate, don't go around shooting me, man. Come on, dude. Don't be that guy. It's not cool. Oh, teammate, see what you're doing, man. I was on a streak. This man kills me. I'm gonna join for sure next game. If I don't, I'm not donating, JK. Bro, you gotta chill, Sully. You gotta relax with your harsh language there.
Overwatch kill.
What's up, Darvin? How you doing today, homie? Welcome to the live stream, my man. Bro, I love how my... Look at my Cerberus, dude. What the hell is it doing? Did it just... Wait a minute. Did it just shoot someone through the wall?
Fire break smoke.
I've never seen that before. I'm pretty sure it just shot someone through the wall. Jake's Empire, what's up, man? Apple juice is better. Yo, Phase Monkey. I know you're mod and everything, and you've supported my channel a lot, but I gotta say, dude, you're just wrong on that one. Like, you're just flat out wrong, homie. I'm sorry. Oh, my. Heinous. Wait, where is this guy? Did we reload it? Oh, wait a minute. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait, hold on. Oh, we got him? Okay, he's dead. Never mind. Shoot, I really wish I could have gotten that burst. How you doing today? Bad memes. Welcome to the stream. Oh my god, I absolutely pooped on him. Oh, he's got an M8 too. This guy saw me using the M8. He's like, let me pull that up real quick. What's up, Zachary? Welcome to the stream, my man. Oh, I'm so dead. What's up? Imagine if he had no-scoped me. I could have definitely seen that happening. No. Dude, the one burst. When you get a one burst with the M8, it is the most orgasmic thing on the face of the planet, I swear. There is nothing better than locking onto somebody with the M8. I really hope they have some sort of burst weapon. Are they going to have like a burst weapon in World War II? Did they even have like burst assault rifles in World War II era? Because I know they're trying to go for some sort of like realistic feel. And if it wasn't actually in World War II, then they probably wouldn't add it. Orange juice is way better than apple juice. Thank you. Anybody who thinks that apple juice is better than orange juice, your opinion is wrong and it's invalid. And it's just a watered down version of like, I don't know, it's just watered down, man. Jacob Cox, what's up? How you doing today? The Ice Skull, welcome to the stream. You guys just notice how I had a little bit of a boost right there when I slid across the tracks? That was actually pretty good. Pretty cool. My diabetes keeps me away from orange juice because there's just too much sugar, but orange juice is still better than apple juice. 100%. 100%. Oh my god. Wait, what did we just get killed by? Oh, there was a Talon. I was wondering, like, was that a guy that just lasered us from across the map? That guy's got pretty good aim. I must say. Teammate, if you're going to go in front of me, teammate, you best believe you're getting the kill, homie. Oh my god. I just came in and cleaned up house. Oh no. Oh my god, it's not fair. Oh my god, it's just... This lobby is beautiful, dudes. They're going to come right back up there. Watch this. I'm going to get a one burst headshot. You ready for this? I'm calling it right now. One burst headshot to somebody's face.
Black Ops at work. It's a beautiful thing.
Mobile artillery getting the win.
Oh my god. Did I not call that? I said a one burst headshot right to his face. And what happens? He peeks. And a one burst headshot. Young King. Young King. We called it. Also, what's up, Hannes? What's up, Static Ozone? How you doing today, man? What's up, Rebel Heavens? How you doing today, AZ Race? Nice shot. Thank you. The one SAT. Yo, it came with another $1, man. What's up, Carson Witt? Say my name. Okay, got you, bro. I'm in your game, Luke Lewis. Welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying playing with me, man. Hopefully, or were you on the enemy team or were you on my team? Because that's important. Are you going to play one more game? Yes, I'm going to do one more game with this set of viewers, guys, and then I will back out and get a brand new lobby. So for those of you guys who do want to join me, I'll go ahead and show you guys how you can join up on the BO3 social group to get yourselves ready to join up on my session as quickly as possible. You want to go ahead and join up on the BO3 social group called Hannes11. You guys can see that in the chat right, or on screen right here. Hannes11 is the name of the group. Once you've joined up on that group, you then should be able to join my session in the next game, all right? Pro Hannes, you're a god. I try, Zombie Nation. I really do try. The one SATQZ comes in with another $1 and says, please, Hennis, it's late night for me, and I need to go to bed soon. Do it for me, 1 or 2 maps. I'm sorry, bro. It's not my schedule, man. I like to do these multiplayer streams in the afternoon, and I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm trying. I gotta satisfy the multiplayer people, bro. So hopefully you understand, but it's just for my sake, so I can, you know, helps, you know, keep my channel well-rounded. I don't want to just, even though Zombies is doing really well on my channel right now, I don't want to just be Zombies. So hopefully you understand, man. I'm sorry the scheduling doesn't really work out for you. When I get back to college, guys, I'll probably only end up having 1 stream a day. And when that happens, I'll probably like alternate, like do Zombies one day and then multiplayer the next day, or maybe on the weekends I'll be able to do 2 streams in one day. Kind of depends on how my days look. Once I get back to school, I'll be able to get a good idea of how everything's going to work out. But the one SATQZ, really do appreciate your $1, man. Can we get another SAT spam in the chat? I'm sorry the timing's not going to work out today, homie. But I do appreciate your support a lot. I really do. How you doing today, Johnny? Hey, Daddy, no homo. I got you, man. Hennis, even if I can't join you today, there's always future streams. Exactly. Exactly. How you doing today, Marcos? Welcome to the stream. You guys are awesome with the donation name spams today. You guys are really, really great. Every donation that we've had today, you guys have absolutely spammed the hell out of their names in the chat, and I really appreciate it. Because we always gotta show that. We always gotta show that love to the people who donate. BA Miracles, what's up, man? What's up, Muhammad? Alright, there's gonna be a guy right up here. You guys ready for this? No! Where'd he go? I almost died. He had the RK5, LOL. Oh, nah, dude. We get 1 kill and we just immediately die. What's up, Brad? What's up, Nicole? Say my name and I'll donate $5. Alright, Sebas. Wow. I just choked all my shots, man. Are we going up against, like, total tryhards now in this one? This one-man sniper. Level 303. This is the one thing that sucks about making a BO3 social group is that sometimes you get tryhards that are going to join our session right from the group. And when that happens, we don't tread lightly with those session joiners, man. Those people don't get the mercy rule by any means. That was the luckiest pre-fire of that kid's life. What's up, Luigi? How you doing today, my man? Welcome to the live stream. We're all gonna be back here. I think I just saw a guy. Perfect. What's up, Bad Memes? How you doing today? How's the music for you guys as well? Is the music too loud or too quiet? I think it should be good. Hopefully. Ideally. Should be good.
Kill.
This guy just heat waved me, man. That's the one-man sniper kid. Yeah, you know he's trying, bro. What's up, Lil Wang? How you doing today, man? 40 headshots with the M8. Alright. We're doing good right now. As long as we're winning, I'm honestly cool. As long as we don't lose the game. We got our kinetic armor now as well. Music up a tiny bit. It's a little quiet. All right, let me go ahead and turn it up a little bit here for you guys. Oh, what's up? Let me know if that's too loud now. That might actually be too loud. I'm not really sure, though. You guys back here? No, don't you dare, dude. This guy actually just threw C4. This one-man sniper guy, he's got to be a session joiner, 100%. What's up, Ozzy? How you doing today, brother? How you doing today, Izzy? There's Ozzy and Izzy in here. That's interesting. Alright, 1 burst headshot. You guys ready for this? I'm gonna be able to get that guy. Johnny T, what's up, homie? Yo, BA Miracles, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? We just gotta keep this guy off streaks. We cannot let this guy get on streaks. Oh, shoot. Maybe back here. Where are they gonna be, bro? I feel like they're still out here, man. Shoot. What's up, Darvin? How you doing today, my man? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Gaming Guide? How you doing today, brother? These guys are nowhere near over here. Yo, if you guys have not dropped a like on the stream yet, I would really appreciate it if you guys did that. When you guys do drop a like, you will see, or I was about to say, if you drop a like, you'll see your name come up on screen. If you guys subscribe, you'll see your name come up on screen. And it'll help me out a ton. It'll really help get the stream out there. Especially if you guys are hyped for the zombie stream tonight. Make sure you go ahead and drop a like. I'd really appreciate it. How you doing today, Nito? Hennis, would you be mad if I try to join again or not respond? I'll stop responding to ignore you. Nah, man. In all honesty, that's why I mute the people who I've already played with. So I just go ahead and kick them from my party if I've already played with them, in all honesty. Just because I want to try to go ahead and play with as many new people as possible. So I'd probably just end up kicking you out, man. And it's nothing personal, obviously. It's just a matter of the fact that I want to play with as many people who I haven't played with yet as possible. Best YouTuber ever. Thank you, Gianni. Seriously means a lot. Turn the music up. We will. Wait, you want me to turn it up more? Is it still too quiet for you guys? Because I have it up pretty loud right now. In all honesty. Yep, you just got destroyed. This guy actually just threw C4 at me, man. Fight in Flight. Donation from him. I appreciate that, man. Oh, that guy just... He jumped out of the map, bro, and I still couldn't get it. So, Fight in Flight MC just donated $3.33 and says, I love you, daddy. No homo. No homo, man. 100%. Thank you very much for your donation. You guys have been insane with the donations today, and I seriously do appreciate it. Let's get a fight spam or a flight spam. Just, you guys can spam fight or flight, whatever you guys want. If you alternate in the chat, it might look kind of cool, because then we're just spamming fight and flight all the time. Let's put, yeah, middle map right here. There we go. This guy's got an M8 out here, man. What is this guy doing, bro? That's that one-man sniper guy. Oh, no. He's trying so hard. Let's push this way. You know they're going to be coming train. Ready for this? Watch, I'm about to call it. Right here. This guy's going to be right here. Did I call it, chat? Did I call it? How do you donate? If you do want to donate to the stream, you guys can click the link at the top of the description down below. That's the best way to support the live stream. How many more wins? I think we're at 80. Wait, why did I change it to 32? Hello? Am I dumb? I think we have 84 out of 100 wins now, guys. You have over 1,000 coins now? Damn, Beastly Jack, you deserve it, brother. That's a lot of support. What's up, iCarry? How you doing today, Nathan? Content equals beautiful. Appreciate it. I'm gonna join now. All right, yo, Sully, I'm relying on you joining up, man. Like, I'm gonna need you to join up. If you don't, like, I'm gonna be pissed. What's up, Zura Gamer? Yo, Hennis, I'm back for another stream. I'm just saying, I've been subbed since 30K, liked all your videos, and I am legit in every single one of your streams. Breezy, I do see your username a lot, man. You are seriously one of my top supporters, and I really, really do appreciate it. You're another one of those guys that, in all honesty, goes underappreciated. I think from my end, I don't appreciate people like you enough. You know, there are some names that I say a lot in the chat, and you're not one of them, but you show a lot of support because, like, subconsciously, I know I see your name in the chat all the time. So you definitely deserve a lot of love, Breezy. Thank you very much for your continued support. It seriously means a lot. Can I get a shout out? Double H, shout out to you, man. I would love to donate, but I'm broke. Sorry, brother. Honestly, guys, donations are optional. If you're just sitting in here chilling with me watching the stream, that's honestly the best thing you can do for me. I'm not even messing with you either. That's not me trying to be sentimental, just me trying to be nice to you guys. In the long run, having more viewers and having you guys just chilling here, turn on notifications, that's the sort of thing that helps the channel out a lot more, all right? All right, so go ahead and join up on the BO3 social group called Hennis11 if you guys want to go ahead and join my session if you have not done so already. If you're already in that group, then go ahead and join up on my party and we should be good to go. I am going to be kicking the people that I've already played with, so if I've already played with you guys, I'm going to kick you out of the lobby so we can go ahead and get a brand new person to hop in here so I can try to play with as many of you guys as possible. And then we're just going to keep breezing through these TDM games, man. We may play some free-for-all more so towards the end, but we have 85 out of 100 wins as of right now. What's up, Shifty? Welcome to the stream. So let's go ahead and hop into another core TDM. We're level 41 right now. What level are we? Fight and flight with another dono. Jesus. Infection? Ooh. Savage damage. Ricer, yo, back-to-back donos, man. Jesus. What's up, Ty Vlogs? How you doing today, my man? What's up, Shifty Ethan? Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna have to mute these guys. How do you look at your coins? You guys can check your coin balance at literally any point in the stream by typing !coins in the chat. You can check your balance once every 5 minutes. That's how often the Probot updates. What's up, Sandra? Can I get a shout out? Heat, shout out to you. What time will the zombies be? Zombies will be tonight around 10 or 11 o'clock. What's up, Dylan? Welcome to the stream. So, Fight and Flight donates another $1.11. It says spam fight or flight depending on what you would do in a bad situation. So, if you guys were confronted in a situation where you had to fight somebody, right? You were in a fight or flight situation. What would you do? Are you guys more of a fighter or more of a flighter? Go ahead and spam whatever you are in the chat. Thank you very much, Fight and Flight MC, for that donation as well. And we also got my man Ricer coming in with the dollar dono, saying, how much do you want for a shout out on YouTube? Honestly, man, the fact that you donated, bro, just shout out to you, dude. Honestly, like if you're talking about like a full-fledged shout out, like I don't really know. I don't really have like a flat rate for that, you know. Just because I usually, like, if people support me a lot, like I'll shout you out, you know. That's usually just how it works. Yeah, I thought a guy was gonna push that, man. I kind of saw that coming. You guys, a lot of you guys are saying fight. A lot of you guys are saying flight. I think a lot of you guys are saying fight. I don't know, man. I'm personally, like, if I'm being real, I'm definitely more of a fighter. I'm not a fighter, guys. Not a very aggressive person, honestly. I am very much a flighter. I've never really been in a real fight, to be honest with you. I don't know. Just got to be real, you know. What's up, Omer? How you doing today, my man? Welcome to stream. 135k subs, PogChamp. Yeah, guys, we are actually really close to 135k. If you guys are new to the stream, definitely be sure to go ahead and drop a like. If you have not done so already, I would really appreciate it. When you guys subscribe, you will see your names come up right below my face cam, and you'll see the live sub count go up in the lower right-hand corner as well. Currently, we are less than 10 subscribers away from 134.9k, which will bring us within 100 of 135k. So If you guys are all about that pro Hennis life, if you like zombies and multiplayer, then make sure you subscribe. Right below my face cam, Extreme Games 45 is the most recent subscriber. And you guys will see your names appear right below the recent donator if you guys subscribe as well. I knew he was going to push out there. Whoa! Whoa! There's another one. There's another one. Oh my god. I'm a king. I'm a king. No, keep challenging me. Honestly, keep coming. Keep them coming. Keep the kids coming. Where are you? Yep. Yep. You had to reload. My shot sucks. Let's pick up his Marshall 16s here. He just went right there, didn't he? Oh no, I should have picked up his Galil, man. Ah. Guys, what are you doing? I saw that pop up, dude. I saw that pop up on my screen, and I was like, nope, nope. I can't. Dude, whenever I join your stream, you always get a $100 donation. Seriously, Salty Becky. Whenever Salty Becky's in the stream, one of my mods, like, I always get a $100 donation. Oh, man. We just got a $100 donation from Wolf Squad. You want to know what Wolf Squad said? I mean, when you donate $100, you can say a lot, right? You can say, like, hey, I've been watching your content for a while. You're a great YouTuber. Freaking love you. Keep it up. Now, this man donates 100 and says, he said, hey. He said, hey. Turn down for what? How about you turn down for $100? Ladies and gentlemen, drop a like for that. And let's get a wolf spam in the chat. I'd appreciate it, guys. My God, Wolf. That's a crazy donation, my man. And I really, really do appreciate it, brother. That seriously means a ton. Where's Wolf in the chat, guys? Do you guys know where he is? Wolf Squad, is that actually your YouTube name? Where's Wolf Squad? Just spam Wolf, guys. Honestly, if there's a wolf emoji, spam the wolf emoji, too. My Lord. Thank God I got that. Wait, are we getting shot at? Oh, I was going to say, we're getting shot at by NX Shadow Claws right now. Wait a minute. There's a guy. Oh, no. Oh, they're everywhere. Thank you very much for the wolf spams, guys. I do appreciate it. What's up, BO3 Beat? Where's Wolf? Where's Wolf Squad? I'm trying to see his name in the chat. Chris Games Live. What's up, Sauger? How you doing today? Emma, Luke Lewis, Magic Man. I'm trying to see where Wolf is. Oh, wait a minute. Where's Wolf in the chat? Do we see him? Is Wolf Squad even watching right now? Six shots, Hennis. What's up, Zombie Nation? What's up, Ice Skull? What's up, Ice Mo Plays? Ah, shoot. His name is Wolf Squad? His name is Wolf Squad. I literally must just be barely missing him in the chat. Holy Jesus. Yo, what's up, Gallo? Welcome back to the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. How you doing today? There's Wolf Squad. I see him. Yo, Wolf. Thank you, man. Thank you very much for the 100, brother. Seriously means a ton. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we suck. What's up, Jax? Or Jack? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, Brayden? What zombies map are you playing tonight? Guys, I can't tell you. It's all a secret. That information is highly confidential. I'm going to get sniped right here. I feel it. Yeah, I was going to say, I saw a guy down there with a sniper. What's up, Nightwing? Dude, Wolf Squad. Like, Wolf Squad, I've seen you in the channel a lot, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I've seen your username before. But I don't know, man. I'd never seen you donate before, and that's just... Came in. I mean, talk about coming in with a bomb, you know, for your very first dono. Like, that's... Like, how does that take 2 bursts, bro? Oh, my Lord. What's up, Reed? How you doing today, man? What's up, RM? You gonna play BO3 later? Yeah, guys, we are playing BO3 right now. But if you're talking about zombies, we will be streaming zombies later tonight, 100%. What's up, Impact? You reached 91 subs? Yeah, honestly, if Wolf Squad's a YouTuber, you guys should definitely go check him out. That's crazy. 100%. This man said, hey. $100 says, hey. Annihilator shut down. Oh, what's up, teammate?
Clean kill.
I thought I was dead there for sure.
Clean kill.
Ooh, that was a nasty kill cam. What's up, Night Gaming?
What?
Yo, let's get a GG in the chat for that. That was pretty sweet. That was pretty good. What's up, New Teen? Welcome to the stream. My goal is to reach 100 subs. Yo, everybody go help Wolf Squad reach 100 reach 100 subscribers. All right, you guys can see Wolf Squad typing in the chat there after we get through the GG spams that's happening right now. Make sure you go over there, check out Wolf Squad, subscribe to him. He's not like 9 subs off of 100, I think. Let's help him hit that. He donates $100. Let's get him to 100 subs. I feel like that's appropriate. That makes sense. Hell, I'll subscribe to you, dude. Where's your channel? Where is Wolf Squad's channel? I'll help you reach that hundo. Where is my man Wolf Squad? Here he is. Go to channel and subscribe. Yo, he's really close here. Okay, he's like actually a YouTuber. Yeah, I respect that, dude. Respect the grind, always. Honestly, keep it up, bro. If you enjoy it, I know like growth may be slow at times, but if you stay with it, man, I 100% assure you will see results. What's up, Matthew? Matthew Langlois? Matthew Langlois? I'm sorry, bro. I don't remember you, in all honesty. What's up, David Cooper? Do I have a Clash of Clans channel? No, I don't, man. What's up, EJ? Are you on your console or computer? I am on my console right now. I'm going to go ahead and do one more game with this set of viewers, and then I will back out and get a new game going on. You guys can see, yeah, Salty Becky just posted his channel in the chat, guys. Make sure you go over there and show him some love. Yo, he's at 102 subs now. Damn. Sweet. The Pro Highness Army making things happen. Making moves out here. What's up, Sean? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Charles? I want to try a different weapon here. I mean, the M8's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to screw up all your class setups here. I really hope you don't mind. Let's use the Man of War, in all honesty. Even though it stinks that you don't have all the attachments for it. Let's do Quick Draw, Grip, and High Cal. This thing's going to be a laser, I feel. Yeah, I'll throw an attack mask then. What's up, Isaac? AGZ. You only got 4 subs? Dude, I'm telling you, everybody starts from somewhere, man. Think about it. Every YouTuber that you like watching right now started at 0 subs at some point, right? That's what I love about YouTube. Everybody starts from the same place, and then you slowly work your way up. Unless you know, get a shout out from somebody, or you had a following on another social media or something like that. But it's like the perfect meritocracy, you know? If you make good content, you'll get more subscribers, and it's all market driven. The people who watch YouTube videos will determine who succeeds and who doesn't, because they'll continue to watch your content. And the more your content gets watched, the more it gets pushed out into recommended. So literally, the better your videos are, the better your streams are, the better your channel is as a whole, the more subs you'll get. It's like it's perfect. It's like the most beautiful unchecked meritocracy in the world, because you can just do whatever the hell you want to do. It's so perfect. It's amazing. Let me go ahead and show you guys. We currently have 86 out of 100 wins, which means we're 14 wins away. I'm going to be alternating viewers all throughout today's live stream, so I'm going to do one more game with this set of viewers here, and then I will back out and get a brand new lobby with a brand new set of you guys. What's up, Isaac? How you doing today, man?
Here is a good question. If you couldn't be convicted of any one type of crime, what criminal charge would you like?
That's a very interesting question. Kind of speaking facts. It's just that's why I love YouTube, man. And I think that's why I enjoy grinding on YouTube so hard, because I know in the back of my mind that the people who truly will succeed on this platform are the people who stick with it, are truly motivated, never slow down, they always hustle, they're creative, and they produce good content. Those are the people who truly succeed. You'll see a lot of people that will reach like 1 million subscribers and they won't really have like a personality. They'll clickbait or they'll mislead, and they'll get to a really high point and they'll make a lot of money, which is most likely their goal, but that's not really them. I don't really consider those people to be like truly successful YouTubers, you know? So Fight and Flight donates $1.11. It says, here's a good question. If you couldn't be convicted of any type of crime, what criminal charge would you like to be immune to? So pretty much if you could be immune to one crime, what would you want to be immune from committing? That's a really good question. I don't know because really what that question stems from is this idea that you actually have a crime that you do want to commit, but you don't want to be caught for doing it. A crime that you want to be immune to. Bank robbery? Murder? Jesus. Yeah, you guys are going to come out with some dark ones. And honestly, I think like a common one, like if I could just think of one right off the top of my head, I would think stealing, robbery, murder. I don't want to steal people's stuff. I'm not. No. I'm not about to go stealing other people's stuff. God damn it. I would probably say robbery because you could legit take whatever you want. No. I would say speeding. I think. I would say like speeding tickets, like be immune from being charged with criminal speeding. I think that's what I would say. Fight and Flight, thank you very much for another $1.11 dono. I appreciate that a ton, man. Thank you very much. Because as long as you're like, I don't know. I'm setting a really bad example right now, but I feel like some speeding tickets are kind of ridiculous. That's just me though. Ooh. FES, that's what I'm saying, right? That's gay? Nah, dude, chill. First of all, I don't know why. I don't know, man. I don't, yeah, that makes sense. I don't have a motivation to steal anything from anybody. If it's your crap, it's your crap. I don't want it. I don't want it anyways if it's your stuff. God damn it, bro. This game is so freaking... Nah, the game isn't annoying. It's the players that have freaking pissed me off, dude. Wow. What's up, Gage Fletcher? How you doing today, man? So yeah, that's a really interesting question, but I would definitely say I'd have to say speeding. What's up, Night Gaming? I don't want to be immune to anything. I want to be charged to the full extent of the law for whatever crime I commit. I don't know if I necessarily feel the same way, I guess. What's up, Ali? Well, welcome to the stream, my man. These guys are going super try-hard, so we're going to have to be very careful here. Teammate, if you push out there and you die, just know that I'm not coming in to cover your back. Ooh. Oh! Oh, we're actually slaying. We're actually slaying. I'm a man of God. Yeah, I'm a man of God. I will face my sins. Exactly. That's a very good response. Nope, I'm dead. And I will get killed by a hellstorm. Yep. Thank God I got killed there. Wouldn't have mattered. What's up, Cody? How you doing today, man? Oh, I almost... Yo, could you imagine? Could you imagine? How do I play with you on PS4? Yeah, so if you... I am actually going to be getting a brand new lobby of viewers right after this game. So if you guys want to join up on my my session, all you guys have to do is join up on my BO3 social group called Hennis11. Once you guys have joined up on that group, you should be able to then go ahead and join my session. HENIS 11. That's the group you guys want to join up on. What's up, Nasty Legend? And I'll show you guys how to join up on that group right after this game right here. Shoot, man. Hennis, did you know? Did I know what, Outlaw? That dude has a trigger finger. Did you guys hear that? He's shooting the M1911. He was shooting it hella quick. Is this him? Nah, that dude had the M8 or something. Reload this. What's up, D-Voos? How you doing today, buddy? Buddy. I love being ignored. BA Miracles, I'm not trying to ignore you, man. There's just a lot of people in the chat I'm trying to talk to. I'm sorry, bro. Shoot, are these people out here? Where are these guys? There's gonna be a guy up here. What's up, Jack?
Spectre smoke.
Oh my god, that guy's a monster with those marshals, dude. Yo, another dono coming in from ATQZ the Ones. What's up, Riley Griffin? Welcome to the stream. I'm definitely getting inside. I swear to God, if I die, yep. I saw that one coming. You could hear it. You could hear it. ATQZ the Ones coming in with another $1 dono. I don't know how much this man has donated today, but it's probably been around like 30 bucks, I would imagine. What's up, Zombie Nation? He comes in with a $1 dono, says, shout me out, Hennis, please, and sub. I love you. I will go to bed. See ya. Yo, ATQZ, huge shout out to you, my man. Appreciate your $1. Can we get a last final ATQZ or just AT? Let's get a final AT spam in the chat. What's up, Dylan? Oh my god, I almost choked it. What's up, Cool Gamer? I shouldn't have peeked that. I knew there was gonna be guys there too. We're only winning this game by 1 kill. Teammates, we seriously need to step up right now. Let's kill it. I should honestly, what I should do right now is I should pull out. Whoa. No, dude, come on. Nice. That's clever, teammate. That's clever, actually. What's up, Flaming? How you doing today, man? Yeah, we were going ham there, guys. Now we're starting to slow down here a little bit. We don't want to. I really don't want to lose this game right now. Where are these guys, bro? Gotta be smart about this. Teammates are just rushing right now. They're gonna be playing this smart. They're gonna be playing back. They're gonna be playing conservative. I gotta go ahead and get in from behind these guys right away.
My first domino, it's lit. Smiley face. Smiley face. Smiley face.
Nobody in here. Perfect. 95. All right, we're close, guys. We're close. Yep. No, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. Shoot, where are all these guys, man? 2 more kills. It's getting so close. No, it's getting hectic. No, 1 more kill. Teammate, get a kill. Yes. Oh. Oh. Mr. Riot comes in with a dono as well. Damn, that was actually clever. Let's get some GGs in the chat, guys. So 100 to 99. We fought till the very end for that one. What's up, Nick? You've changed since 100K? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean, Nick? I've tried to stay as consistent as I can, man. You can destroy the Hellstorm? Yeah, I know. I would have had to look up, though. I didn't know if it was actually coming from me. I don't want to take the time. What's up, Dan Boy? For some reason, I was unsubbed. Man, we lost like 300 subs earlier today, man. So, yeah, make sure all of you guys are still subscribed to the channel if you have not done so already, or if you were unsubscribed from earlier. I subbed like at 100K. I was so late. I should have been like the 20K person. Yo, I appreciate... Yo, Kurataki, that is a long time to be supporting. From 20K up until now, that was a while ago. That was like back in February, I'm pretty sure. What's up, Jalen? Welcome to the stream. So we had ATQZ that said, shout me out and please sub Hennis. Love you. And I will go to bed. Yeah, so I read that donation. ATQZ, appreciate your $1, man. I don't know what your channel is, but I guess I can look you up. I can Google you. I appreciate your support, brother. Thank you very much. And then Mr. Riot comes in with $1.11 and says, Hennis, this is my first dono. It's lit. That is lit, dude. Appreciate your love. You're amazing. I was sub since 19K. BA Miracles, you have been here for a while, man. 100%, dude. Congratulations. YouTube is broken. YouTube is broken, dudes. 100%. What's up, Robert? What's up, Adrian? Ginger Ninja, welcome to the stream. Wow, I unsubbed to Hennis. I hate YouTube sometimes. Yeah, make sure you guys are all subscribed to the channel. And make sure you have notifications turned on, honestly. If you don't have notifications turned on, you got to do that right now. That's honestly the best way to stay up to date with everything. And if you guys do turn on notifications, if you tap that little bell icon that's right below the video player, make sure you screenshot it and tweet it at me over on Twitter, @ProHennis, because I do follow back every notification squad member on Twitter. We are also very close to 135K, so make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done so. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now, we're getting a brand new lobby. We already have a full lobby of viewers, which is insane. You guys join up incredibly quickly. But the name of the group that you guys want to go ahead and join up on is called Hennis11. That's my BO3 social group that we made at the beginning of today's live stream. So that's the one that you want to join up on. Once you're in that group, you're going to want to go over to the roster and look for my username, TVarisJ91. 91. Once you've joined up on that, you should be good to go. All right, perfect. Let me go ahead and mute these guys here. And then go ahead and make a new class setup. Because I mean, we're rocking with the Man of War. Don't get me wrong. The Man of War is a great class setup, right? But, I feel like Fast Mag or Stock would work better. Whew. What's up, Cool Gamer? Silly Willy. Hennis, can I get an... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What's up, Josh? Welcome to the stream. ATQZ donates $1 and actually sends me his YouTube link. I appreciate that, brother. I'll be sure to look you up and actually go sub to you. Actually, can I just do it right now? Can I click on your link? Oh, I can. I can click on your link right in the donation thing. Yo, bro, you know what I just did? I just dropped you a sub. ATQZ. Appreciate your support, man. I got you with that sub, homie. What's up, Red Fanatic? What's up, Elijah? All right, let's go ahead. What do I want to do? I guess we'll just stick with the Man of War for right now because we got an SMG class, we got a Man of War, and 2 AR classes. So I think for the most part we are good. How many wins do we have left right now? We've been cruising through wins, guys. We got 87 out of 100 now, so we are literally boot scoot boogieing right along. Are you gonna play a game or what? Yeah, Mac or Mark. Sorry, Mark. We'll play a game. I could just called you Mac. What is my Abby? My girlfriend changed it. LMAO. Is it Kermit? Hope it isn't. No, it's still. It looks like a Blue Club Penguin character. That's what it looks like to me, anyway. Could be wrong. What's up, Frankie? Welcome to the stream, my man. Hopefully this game will start up here soon. How can I join It's Plays? Yeah, if you guys are new to the live stream, the way you go ahead and join up on my session is you join up on the BO3 social group called Hennis11. That's the group you guys want to join up on. What's up, the one and only Panda? Welcome to the stream. Have you heard of You Always Win? Yes, I have heard of him. He's an amazing, isn't that like a group of guys that make like YouTube content? I'm pretty sure it's a group of guys that own a YouTube channel, but they go underneath the same name, or is it only one guy? I don't know. But I know they have a YouTube channel. I know they make awesome custom zombies maps because I've played like a lot of their zombies maps. What's up, Pro Goat Hennis? Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna open my triple play with you. All right, bro, sounds good. We're gonna open it at the same time, and hopefully we'll be able to get something. Hopefully we'll make angels sing as we open up our triple play together. What's up, Mr. Riot? Wow, Michelle Bryant, my goodness.
Hey, it's twch for all the work.
What's up, Sierra? How you doing today? You guys, why are you donating so much? Oh my lord. What is this, a zombie stream? Hello? What's up, Ryan Lee? Hi, I'm leaving. All right, bro. What's up, little silly Willy? Michelle donated yesterday. Yeah, Michelle usually donates using Super Chat, but today she came in with that $15 through the link in the description, which is dope. I appreciate that, Michelle. Michelle donates $15 and says, hey, it's me. Thanks for all the work. Michelle, you're thanking me for all the work? I sit here and I play video games, Michelle. But I appreciate your support. Really does mean a lot. Can we get a Michelle spam in the chat, guys? I'd really appreciate it. Yo, what? What is that link you just sent me, man? That doesn't even... Hold up. You guys are donating way too fast for this right now. I need time to acknowledge... the donations, guys. Okay, I need to... Michelle, you definitely donated over 100 to the stream. Like, there's absolutely no doubt. What do cows drink? Water. You want me to say milk, though, right?
Demo splash.
100%, we're pushing up. I'll acknowledge those donations after the after this game here, guys. Or actually, hold on, let me just read these right now. So, ATQZ said, look at this, and said, F it, and he linked a YouTube video. I don't know if I want to watch it on stream, bro. I'll probably watch it after stream, all right, man? Just because I don't want to watch it on stream, because that would, you know, take time, and I want to just make sure I focus on the game. And then Zombie Pantsing also came in with a $1 donation, and links, I think it's his YouTube channel. He said sub question mark, but it's just a Google search link, so I don't know, that kind of confuses me. But I'll be sure to check it out, man. Nonetheless, I'll click on it. And then Michelle with another $15 that said, hey, thanks for all the content. Is Michelle in the chat? I don't know. Is Michelle in the chat?
Demo KIA.
Guys, we're killing it right now. We're actually killing it. Get all these guys going this way right here. Oh boy. They're all back here. Wait a minute. They're all going to spawn back here. 100%. Watch. Wait for it. Wait for it. They're all going to spawn back here. I'm calling it. What's up, Dan Boy? Welcome to the stream. Nah, where are they? No, now the UAV left. Oh, okay. Never mind. Now the spawns are really flipped. We're going 6-0 right here. We're actually very close to our Serb. I really want to try and get that right now.
Fire break KIA.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Back out, back out, back out. What's up, Furious Gamer? Welcome to the stream, my man. But thank you guys for all the donations today. It really does mean a lot. What's up, Jack?
Defensive systems online.
Shoot, we just popped that kinetic at literally the worst time, man. I was gonna say, I hear a guy out here.
Progress, awaiting orders.
Ooh, that guy was hella weak. Let's get it, baby. Alright, yo, we want to call. Actually, we don't want to call that in just yet. We don't want to call it in. How you doing today, Cole JP? Yo, make sure you guys go ahead and drop a like in the stream. I'd really appreciate it. If you guys have not done so already, we're shooting for 1,000 likes on this one, guys. So if we could hit it, that'd be amazing. We're also less than 20 subscribers away from 135K. So if you guys have not subscribed already, make sure you go ahead and do that. When you subscribe, your name will appear right below my face cam, and you'll see the live sub count go up in the lower right-hand corner as well. Are we going to raid? 100%. Hennis just focused. Yeah, we're a little focused right now. We're going 10-0, dude. Come on, how often does this happen in a Pro Hennis live stream that we actually start going positive, or actually start getting on a bit of a streak? This is not an everyday occurrence, you know. So when it happens, man, we gotta capitalize. You feel me? You feel me, dog?
Overwatch
Nice.
kill.
What's up, Breast Gamer? Do I live stream every day? Yes, I do try to live stream every single day. I do my best to. Brando coming in with that $1.11. I appreciate that, my man. I'm so scared to peek out right here. I'm so scared. Got him.
Demo asset destroyed.
We are in full concentration mode right now, guys. Thank you very much for that $1.11. What did he say? He said, "What's good, bro?" Yo, what's good, my man? Appreciate the support. Appreciate the $1.11. Can we get a Brandon Lopez spam in the chat? I would appreciate it. Everybody else that donated too. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask for a spam for those like 3 or 4 donations that all came in at once. What's up, Liam? How you doing today, man? I do live stream zombies a lot, guys, but I haven't done any multiplayer streams in a little bit, so I kind of wanted to give the multiplayer streams a little bit of love. So hopefully you guys understand. But I just haven't done multiplayer in a quick minute, so I kind of wanted to start off today's stream with that. Let's go ahead and call that in, 100%. What's up, Jack? Welcome to the stream. Shoot, they're all going this way. There's another guy out there, dude. Ah, shoot, teammate. You're stealing my kills, dog. Look at that. Here we go, they're all coming over here. We're on a ruthless here, guys. We're on a ruthless. There we go. Thank you. Serve, I gotta get those kills, man. We're 17-0. We're 17-0. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Michelle Bryant with a $1.11. Didn't even leave a message. Thank you very much, Michelle. Means a lot. No! How, dude? We're 7. It would have been crazy for us to get streaks right there, or to actually get a nuclear. But damn, man, we choked. We've been doing hot this stream, though, dude. I subbed. Thank you very much, Saturn. It means a lot, my man. It means a lot. Where are these guys? Oh. How you doing today, Tony? Welcome to the live stream. Oh, this guy's just surrounded by the raps right now. He's like freaking out. What's up, Amar? How you doing today, Richard? 135K. Hey, we literally just hit it. Yo, can we get a... Oh, no, we dipped back below. Damn. Yo, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll see your names pop up right below my face cam. You guys can see that Brown Ninja is currently the most recent subscriber. And you guys will see your names appear right at the top, right below my recent donator, below my face cam, if you guys decide to subscribe as well. My teammate got a hater, man, this late in the game. Come on. Hater proof, or had a proof.
Demo KIA.
BMP. Yo, are they all back here? No, they just all died. What's up, Adam? Welcome to the stream. Saw, dude.
They're gone.
This guy right here. Got him. Beautiful. Guys, we're going to go 30. We're going to go 21-2. Ah, we were killing it here, guys. Literally. No haters? Yeah. We get a hater literally at the very end of the game. That is perfect timing. Oh, man. Did we hit? Yeah, we hit 135K. Can we get a 135K spam in the chat? You guys are insane, man. That is unbelievable. I don't know. I think we've grown over 4,000 subscribers today. You guys have been showing the channel so much love and so much support. And it literally beyond means the world to me, guys. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Why are you ignoring me? Night Gaming? I'm not ignoring you, man. I've said hello to you already in today's stream. You guys got to relax, though. Like, sometimes, man, I can't acknowledge everybody in the chat. And it's hard and it's tough. And I know. But I do my best to acknowledge everybody. I really, really do. What's up, Hole Duncan? How you doing today? Dylan Sanchez, Ryan Berkey, the Unstoppable Food. Can you raid me at the end of your stream? Because I'm about to start a stream. Yeah, if you're live, Beastly Jack, I'll go ahead and hit you with the raid, man. Absolutely. Yesterday's zombie stream was lit. It was lit. Definitely. Hopefully, we'll definitely be doing another zombie stream tonight. Absolutely. I can't believe you raided PookieTube the other day. PookieTube, that was honestly one of the best raids I've ever done. He had an amazing reaction, and we're able to give him a lot of support, which is great. We had more people go over there than I've really ever seen, like in a long, long, long time. So that was really, really cool to see. Honestly, the guy definitely deserves it. 100%. 100%. What's up, Yusuf Maya? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Elijah Brooks? All right, let's go ahead. Are we getting a brand new lobby right now? I don't think so. Wait, how many? Yeah, 88 out of 100. Yeah. So we're gonna do one more game with this set of viewers, and then I will back out to get a brand new lobby. So any of you guys that are new to the stream, if you want to go ahead and join my session, it's very simple. all you have to do is join up on the BO3 social group called Hennis11. Once you go ahead and join that group, you're going to be able to go ahead and join my session. Hey, I really hope you enjoy your zombie stream today, LMAO. What do you mean, BA Miracles? What's up, Lit Savage? I hope I enjoy it too, man. I really hope I enjoy it too. You probably won't see this, but I love the videos. Thank you, John Adams. Means a lot, man. I try to read as many messages as I can. I know sometimes it's hard because there's a lot of people typing in the chat. My chat is very active, which is one of the things that I love about my channel. One of the many things about my channel and my subscribers. Hannes, please, you're my favorite YouTuber. Read my other message. Banana Wolf, I can try to scroll back up, I guess. Probably won't be able to find it, though. What's up, Speed Cola? What's up, Juan? How you doing today, Elite? Good luck, by the way. Thank you, brother. I will need it. What's up, Jared? What's up, Fetch Games? Yeah, Fetch Games. I know who you are, man. What's up, Deadshot? Hannes, I subbed. My name didn't pop up. Yo, Scott, shout out to you, brother. Thank you very much for the sub. Sometimes your names don't pop up if your subscriptions are on private. So if your subscriptions are on private, then I am sorry for that. That's like a new change to YouTube's policy. So they're doing that for like new accounts now, or they're making it just so that when you that the channels you subscribe to aren't actually public on your own channel. I guess that's just for like some privacy crap or whatever. Anyways, if your name didn't pop up on screen, hopefully it should, but you can change that in your YouTube settings, and then once that happens, you can try to resubscribe or whatever. Or you can just subscribe to the channel and then let me know in the chat if it didn't pop up, and I can go ahead and give you a shout out myself. I was your 100th subscriber, Trix Plays. That's a long time to be supporting, homie. I do appreciate it. We are currently at 776 likes. Y'all are phenomenal. 776. That's pretty elite, actually. Everybody, let's get a hashtag like spike in the chat. We're shooting for 1,000 likes, guys. If we could hit that, that'd be awesome. We've been live for a little over an hour here, and so by the time we finish up this stream, I ideally want to be at beat 1,000 likes. So if we could make that happen, that would be amazing, guys. I would really, really appreciate it. Wow, that guy just gunned me, bro, and he was a level 1 too. That was disgusting. What's up, Man of Glory? What's up, Caesar? Dude, I'm telling you, man, high cal on the M8 is something else. Whoa. Whoa. I guess that was a guy. There's not a guy right over here. He's going upstairs. Don't kill him, teammate. He's so mine. Oh, Hennis. Bye-bye. Peace out. You the boy? Hey, thanks, Trix. I appreciate the support, my man. Yo, that guy is hella confused why I didn't die. 100%. You know he's salty. You know he is mad. Let's give you guys pushing right here, I'd imagine. Got ourselves a UAV. Let's call that in. Dude, I love the one burst on the M8. When you get those one bursts and it just clicks, it feels so good. I popped this a little too early, didn't I? I did. My God, my teammate just went off with the brekkie. I just subscribed. Hey, thank you very much, Will Brown. Means a lot to me, my man. We just got our Cerberus. Okay. Michelle Bryant with another $5. Michelle honestly keeps the streams lit. Because Michelle doesn't... Michelle, I mean, she's not the one to come in and just, like, drop one massive bomb. Is that a dude right there? Michelle's not the type of person to come in and just drop, like, one massive bomb. She drops, like, these little mini bombs everywhere. But, like, cumulatively, they add up quick. Michelle with another $5. Another quick $5. I appreciate it, Michelle. No donation message, so you know it's a Michelle donation. It's either a Michelle donation or a Sammy donation. Hard to tell these days. Hennis, the fact that I actually just did not get that kill makes me want to die a little bit. What's up, Swaggy? What's up, Caleb? Welcome to the live stream. What's up, Harry? Please shout you out. Yo, Harry, huge shout out to you, my man. Dude, the HVK is feeling fire right now, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and back up here real quick. No! Oh, I'm gonna die. I actually almost lasered him. What's up, David? What's up, Crazy Colby? What's up, Lightning Bolt? What's up, Jared? Control the Talon? Nah, I'm not. I hate controlling Talons, man. That's so annoying. It sucks. Whoa. Ruined. Hennis. Where was the burst on him? Like, hello? That was definitely there. We're one like off at 800 likes, yo. If you guys are new to the stream, drop a like if you have not done so already. We're hopefully shooting for 1,000 likes in today's live stream, guys. So if you haven't dropped that like yet, make sure you go ahead and do so. Yeah, a K likes is definitely doable, especially with the amount of support you guys have shown already in today's stream. A K likes is happening, 100%.
Leader gone.
Dude, these parties, honestly, the viewers I've been playing with so far today, man, you guys are honestly just killing it.
Vector down.
UAV ready for deployment.
This guy's backing up hella far. He's like, nah, I'm not about to get killed by that. Look at them, they're all over here. You can literally see them all on the minimap, or you can see this one guy anyway. What did this guy have? Nothing. This guy, HVK. Oh, perfect. Hey, I'm used to that weapon right now. I'll take it. Oh, are you kidding me? I get an assist on that? That is gross. Now I'm not even gonna get that kill. So sad. Right up here. Peek me. Peek me, damn it. Watch, these spawns are all gonna flip. I'm about to call this. I'm gonna be the first person over here to get all these kills. Oh my god, that's a teammate. Could you imagine if that was an enemy that just spawned right in front of me? What are we hearing?
Friendly care package incoming.
What? Legitimately, what were we just hearing? What? I was so confused. I was like, who is that? Hey, we just had another donation from Brandon Lopez. Whoop, bag up, skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt.
KIA.
Oh, he had a trip mine. Oh, get caught. Yeah, exactly. You get copyrighted, Hennis. Get copyrighted. No, it didn't last long enough, so we're not going to get copyrighted. But another dono from Brandon Lopez, the $1.11. Hold on one sec, man. Let me go ahead and read this. Like, huh? Like, huh? What's up, gaming brothers? So, Brandon says, been watching for a month straight, best YouTuber here. Really means a lot, man. Really, honestly, the kindness from you guys is awesome. That music is AIDS? Yeah, that music was actually... I mean, I feel like the mic quality was more AIDS than anything else. But Brandon, appreciate another $1.11. Save that money, homie. Save that money. Can we get a Brandon spam in the chat? I'd appreciate it very much. $28-3, nice. 33-5, dude. Cody the Bomb. Oh, wait a minute. Was that Cody the Bomb guy? Was that the other guy that joined up on our session earlier? Oh, no, was it a different guy? He might have changed his clan tag, which is why he might look a little bit different. What's up, your daddy? How you doing today, man? Hennis, you're my favorite YouTuber. You have helped me through a lot. I lost my father on Thanksgiving. You helped me through that. Hey, happy to do that for you, man. I mean, whatever I can do to provide entertainment for you guys, it's humbling to hear that sort of stuff. So thank you, man. Hennis, you make my day with your shout out. Thanks, John Adams. Happy to help out, dude. Thanks for being a founding father. Appreciate it. What's up, Jake Smith? Try to pronounce my name. If you get it right, I will donate. Keelik Shaw. Keelik Shaw. Kealik Shaw. SHAW. Hennis, you're so good. Cole JP. I'm like Optic Scumpy, dude. Pretty much. I mean, when it really boils down to it, I'm like just as good as Optic Scumpy. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Zachary? What's up, Scott? What's up, It's Dylan? How many wins? I think we have 89 right now, guys. 89 wins. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one more game with this set of viewers. Then we're gonna go ahead and get another game going. What's up, Johnny T? What's up, Hughie? What's up, Kevin Plays? Yes, Kevin Plays. I do remember you, man. Welcome. Oh, we about to get Nuketown. Hold up. So since we're getting Nuketown here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do two more games with this exact same party. So these guys are gonna get a little bit of a privilege here. Shout out to you, Johnny T. These guys are gonna get a little bit of a privilege because I want to go ahead and play Nuketown as much as possible because Nuketown games are quick. How do I donate? If you guys do want to donate to the stream, donations are always optional, but there is a link at the top at the description down below. Salty Gamer, live is not fun? What do you mean? Lil Wang, what's up, man? Mean Voltage is in the stream. Shout out to Mean Voltage. Appreciate you being here. What's up, man? What's up, Garrett Reeves? Love your video. Thank you, Death. Appreciate it a lot, my man. We're playing Nuketown here, so what do we want to run? This guy's got the Razorback on. Okay. I'm screwing up way too many of these guys' classes, man. I really hope you don't mind, bro. I really hope you don't mind. This weapon does not have enough ammo in it, I don't think, for it to be fun enough. So if we had extended mag, then maybe it'd be better, but we're not even playing hardcore, so. Oh. We'll probably end up using the wheel. Yo, 2 donations like right at the same time. One super chat and one not. You're my favorite YouTuber, Elijah. Appreciate that a ton. Was that no, that was Elijah Brooks, and then there was Elijah Live. So there's 2 different Elijahs in my stream. Yeah, that won't get confusing. Yo, look at subscriptions. It worked? What do you mean, look at subscriptions? What do you mean, then? I'm confuzzled. What's up, Outlaw? What's up, Dear Moons? Yo, you're growing so fast. I watched your videos when you had 15K subs. Dude, the growth has been insane. Your name looks like penis. Thanks, Dante. You're the first person to come up with that joke, bro. Yo, is Tessa Brooks in the stream? Tessa, I just want to let you know. You were looking straight fire at the Teen Choice Awards. Straight up. Brendan Lopez donates $1.11 and says, shout out to the sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. Shout out to the sidewalks for keeping you... This man said, shout out to the sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. I'm going to tweet that out, dude. I hope you don't mind. I'm actually going to cop that tweet because that's funny. Or cop that. I'm going to copy your funny because that's actually... You made a funny, and I admire funnies.
Enemy down.
I just straight up stole this guy's kill. Oh, yeah, they're all pushing right side. 1 million tomorrow guaranteed. Oh, 100%. Yeah, we're hitting 1 million subscribers tomorrow, guys, so make sure you're all here for that. Aye. Guy, the ICR. I'm coming for you. Oh, he did. He did. He died. Yo, you are not too happy about that. I know he isn't. And then one from Elijah as well. Yo, can we get an Elijah spam in the chat? Donated via super chat. I completely missed your message though. Not even gonna lie, but I really do. Your support means a ton. So thank you. I'm just rushing, homie. I'm just rushing, man. What's up? Yo, we should just, honestly, we should just go for like a hip fire only win. I feel like that might be kind of cool. Ooh. Ooh. No, we actually choked that. Harvey Smith, what's up, man? Your zombie streams are the best. I really appreciate that, guys. I really do like multiplayer as well. And in all honesty, I kind of feel bad because, like, my channel's been, like, blowing up off of zombies. And, like, don't get me wrong, I love doing zombies, right? Like, I really genuinely do love streaming zombies. But part of me really loves multiplayer as well. And I really want to make sure I don't lose that multiplayer fan base, you know? I would feel really bad if I lost my entire multiplayer fan base because everybody felt that I was, like, only a zombies YouTuber. So that's why I really want to continue to, like, make sure I keep my content, like, spiced up and different. So I don't want to continue to do, like, the exact same thing, you know, over and over and, like, just... You guys know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys know what I'm saying. Damn, we're actually killing it. Nope, 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 nope. Break out, break out, break out. I don't want to control the talent. I want to pick up a different weapon. Ooh. Couldn't break away. What's up, Double H? Dang, sorry you died. No worries, man. Cerberus can hopefully keep going off for me, though. Oh, this guy, the exit. Bro, I just killed myself. I shot the top of the... Oh, no. That was actually a little embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. I'm a multiplayer person, too. Yeah, like, in all honesty, I really do love multiplayer, but I really wish my channel could be, like, perfectly both, you know what I'm saying? And, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, like, we're pulling 500 viewers right now, like, almost 600 viewers, right? That's amazing for a channel my size. And, like, so I know my channel's doing really well, but, like, my zombie streams, we pull, like, thousands of viewers, you know? So I wish that my multiplayer streams did, like, exactly the same, but, you know, it's obviously not, you know? But, like, I think ideally, one day I'll be able to get my channel to the point where I can just literally stream whatever I want and pull, like, an easy K viewers, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like once I get to that point, I'll be, like, much happier as a YouTuber. Because ideally what you want to do as a YouTuber, you really don't want people to be only subscribed for the game that you're playing, you know? Like, that's risky. If people are only subscribed to you for the game that you're playing, then you're not going to truly be successful, you know? Because then, you know, like, I don't know, if Call of Duty, like, suddenly becomes not relevant, like, what are you gonna do, you know? Like, you can't keep doing Call of Duty if it's not relevant anymore, if nobody likes to watch it. You're gonna have to do a different game, so. In all honesty, I think about that stuff sometimes, which is why I really want to try to diversify myself a little bit more, you know? But it's hard, man. Diversifying yourself is scary because, like, if I were to try to go and play, like, a completely different game other than COD right now, like, I wouldn't pull that many viewers at all, right? Because, like, most people are subscribed to me for Call of Duty. So, in all honesty, yeah. Hennis, you should have at least 2K people in here. And, like, one day we will, guys. On a consistent basis, we will have 2,000 people in every live stream when I'm playing freaking, like, Barbie Wonder World or some crap like that. Like, we will get to that point, guys. And when that day comes, that'll be the day when I know that I have truly made it as a YouTuber. That's sort of my measurement of success. Play Rocket League. Yeah, Hennis, I like your multiplayer streams the most. I love doing multiplayer as well, man. I really, really do. But Zombies is also really fun. And it's doing wonders for my channel right now, so I want to keep doing it. I said I could be like SpongeBob. Exactly, man. What's up, Tyler Tasty? What's up? What did I miss? Not a whole lot, bro. We're just working on grinding wins right now. You're actually, that was our 90th win right there, guys. We are now 90 out of 100 wins done, so we have 10 more wins to go, chat. 10 wins to go. What's up, Timmy Powers? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Grayson Miller? You deserve more subs and views, bro. We always out here on the grind. The grind. If you guys are new to the channel and you're enjoying the live stream, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe as well. When you subscribe, your name will appear right here below my face cam. You guys can see that Fingerboard Kid Samuel is the most recent subscriber. He's right at the top, right below the recent donator. You guys will see your name pop up right there if you do decide to subscribe as well. We're also less than 30 subs away from 135.1K. So make sure you guys subscribe. Are you good at camping, bro? I'm the best camper around, and nothing's gonna ever bring me down. What's up, Howtech? What are coins for? Yeah, so I have a bot in my stream called the Pro Bot that awards every single viewer with 10 coins every 10 minutes you're in the live stream. Literally just sitting here watching, typing in the chat, communicating with me. And then at the end of every month, we do a raffle where the more coins that you have, the more entries you can buy into that raffle. And with this raffle, we give away COD points, gift cards, World War II beta codes, G Fuel products, use code Hennis, a ton of really awesome stuff. So the more coins you have, the greater chance you'll have of winning, and thus, you know, it's a way for me to give back to the people who support me the most, essentially is the way that works. It's a way for me to avoid the off chance of me doing a giveaway at the end of a month, having somebody come into the stream right as I'm doing the giveaway, watch for the first 5 minutes, they didn't know who I was before the giveaway, and then end up winning, you know, which would really suck. So it's a way for me to try to guarantee or at least give an advantage to the people who support me the most. So, because, you know, the more coins you have, the more entries you can buy, the greater chance you'll have of winning. So that's sort of the idea. I want to try using the Vesper. I'm sorry, but I said it. I want to try using the Vesper without any extended mags because I'm feeling dumb right now. And I want to use it with quick draw and suppressor. And I want to see how many kills we can get. All right, don't judge me, chat, but we're going to go ahead and try to use it. The green emerald camo, guys, I think looks disgusting. Like, I don't know if I'm in the minority there. Hennis, am I in the top 20? Ghost? Bro, I don't think you are, man. Just because I haven't really seen you donate a whole lot, I don't think. At all. I think to be in the top 20, I think to be in the top 20 now, because my channel's grown so much, I think you've had to at least donate like at least $100 or to be in the top 20. Oh, the person in 20th place on my top 20 donator list has donated $87. So you would have at least need to donate $87 in order to be there. What's up, Decisive Squad? Black Ops 2 fun lobbies free here live, dude. I would love. Do you guys understand how excited I would be if Black Ops 2 was backwards compatible on the PS4? I'd be stoked, bro.
Mission clock is running.
All right, let's see how the Vesper fares us here. Yo, sick, Hennis. You missed every shot. That's the recoil of the Vesper right there, guys. Keep it up. How do you check your coin balance? Yeah, you guys can check your coin balance at any time by typing exclamation point coins in the chat.
Drop.
Ooh, baby. Are you good, brah? Or not? Nah, Bailey Pup. I am good. I'm good. Oh, God, this is AIDS. This thing doesn't even have grip on it, man. We literally only have quick draw and suppressor. And, like, suppressor's gonna make it worse. Oh, no, dude. Oh, nah, dude. Oh, I'll get absolutely melted, homie. Oh. Ooh, he had the brekkie. He didn't even know it hit him. Oh, yo. Are they just sitting up there camping? What are they doing? What's up, Michael? Welcome to the stream, my man. Were they just seriously just sitting up there camping? I don't even know. Look what was happening. What's up, DD? What's up, Mike Vasquez? It's every day, bro. Every day, my man. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Nope. Oh my god. Why is there so much stuff being thrown at me? Everybody wants me dead. Nobody likes me, chat. What's up, Luca? How you doing today, buddy? What are the coins for? They're 4 giveaways that we do at the end of every month, man. Got him. Got him. Got him.
UAV ready for tasking.
Got him. He had the max GL, LOL. Oh, shoot. That would have been awesome if we could have direct impacted him. What's up, Judge? Or Jude. I'm sorry. Jude. How often do people call you pro penis? It happens every day, man. It happens every day, bro. Alright, guys. We're probably going to need to switch up our class here because we are not winning this game. No thanks. And, you know, winning is kind of important right now while we're trying to get these wins, so. Because of that, I feel like we should probably try a little harder. Wait a minute. Here we go. Alright, we're starting to make a little bit of a comeback here. I think we just got to play smarter, in all honesty. Nope. Okay, we're switching over to the Man of War, 100%. Let's kill it, baby. Here we go. This is where we start making our comeback. Okay. Pro penis. Wow, they're so immature. I mean, I get it, man. You know, my name looks like pro penis. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? Honestly, I've just accepted it at this point. My name reminds people of penis. You know, what are you gonna do? That actually scared the hell out of me. I subbed. I'm so happy to be in this community. Lol Mangby. I appreciate your sub. I'm sorry if I just butchered the hell out of your name, but your sub means a lot. Thank you. Get freaking jabated, dude. What? Oh my god. Oh! 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 Okay. We actually turned on that guy. What's up, Ethan? Hannah, sorry I'm back. Yo, Beastly Jack, I love that you're mod, bro, and I love that you want to communicate with me, man, but, like, I see you've been typing the same message over and over and over again. And, like, if I don't see it for the first couple times, man, like, I think you just type it, like, once or twice, bro. I know, I just don't read every message, man. So, like, please don't type the same message over and over and over again. It doesn't make the chat look good at all. Just try to have, like, a conversation, all right, in the chat. I know, like, I'm just not gonna be able to read every message. That's just the thing. What's up, Holden? How you doing today, man? Ooh, that was a clutch kill. Alright. If we actually make this comeback, I'm gonna be really, really surprised. How you doing today, Parrot Head? Welcome to the stream.
Tango down.
Where are these guys? We have to play really passive right now. Ah, shoot. Wasabi, my dude. Wasabi, Infinite Gamers. Get down. Teammates, try not to die, man. We're going to lose this game. I think it's just the inevitable at this point. Try not to rush up, teammates. Try not to rush up. Be smart, please. Be smart. And we can't be kill trading like that. They're going to come behind us now. Yeah, and I'm going to die. What's up, Italian Turtle? How you doing today, homie? We actually, we sort of started to make a comeback. Sort of, maybe, possibly started to make a comeback. Ah, shoot. What's up, Elite Gamer? How can you check your coin balance? Type !coins in the chat. What's up, Lincoln? Or Lilin? Welcome to the stream. Look at this is how these guys were playing, man. Did they have like one guy that went off on their team? Nah, not really. They just had a lot of guys that got a decent amount of kills. What time is the zombie stream? The zombie stream will start around 11 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So that'll be in approximately 5 hours from now. What's up, Jay Truden? Welcome to the stream. And maybe a little bit earlier. It's possible. What's up, Proxy fans? Welcome to the stream. How many wins do you need? We currently need 10 more wins, guys. We're 90 out of 100 wins right now. What's up, Teresa? How you doing today, John Adams? What's up, man? Johannes, what's up, Jake? What's up, brother? All right, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get a brand new lobby. If you guys do want to join up on my session, it's very easy to do. All you have to do is join up on my BO3 social group called Hennis11. I'll show you guys how to join that right now, and then we'll hop into a couple more free-for-alls and get these wins. We need 10 more wins, chat. Let's kill it. What guns do you need? This guy doesn't have a whole lot of weapons. He does have some DLC weapons, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the two newest ones, the XMC and the Olympia, and I would imagine the XMC would probably be the weapon that he wants the most, because that weapon is incredibly overpowered right now in BO3. What's up, Young Dagger? What's up, TLB? What's up, Antonio Fire? We got a couple attachments there in the Vesper. Rip. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave alone right now. So to join up on my session, very simple. Go over to your Black Ops 3 social tab, go over to groups, and look for the group called Hennis 11. Once you've joined up on that group, you should be able to go ahead and join my session. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll get another game going on here. Honestly, we might just let anybody join up at this point, just simply because, actually, no, I want to try to get some new people in here, if we can. So I'm going to kick the people who are muted, just so I know if I've already played with you. And then we should be able to get going here. Nice, we have a full 6-man. Perfect. We got, oh, this guy got Zeus in his clan tag? I know who Zeus is. Yeah, so this man's an S&D player. All right, I respect that. How you doing today, Aldo? What's up, Phase Replays? Michael Hernandez, how you doing today? Today's been a solid day, bro. Gained 4,000 subscribers already today. Just, honestly, life's going well. Wait. Oh, nah, Brandon.
Shout out to them sidewalks for keeping me off the streets.
Nah, Brandon donates $1.11 and says, shout out to them sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. Bro, tell me about it. The sidewalks keep you off the streets. The streets are a dangerous place, man. So, hey, huge shout out to not Brandon. That's definitely not Brandon, the guy who donated before. Can we get a not spam in the chat? I would appreciate it. What's up, Juice? What's up, Cookie Land? I'm telling you, man, I'm going to have to steal that tweet. I'm going to have to steal that line because that's funny. I'm actually going to tweet it out right now. Shout out to the sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. What's up, Mr. 4PD? I'm pretty sure I've heard that before, but I don't know why. I just think it's funny. I'm going to go ahead and tweet that out right now. Go ahead and tweet that. Shout out to the sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and tweet that out right now. We got 500 people watching us. Everybody go over there right now. Retweet that tweet. Drop a like on it. I would really appreciate it. It's a lit tweet. It's a lit tweet. Make sure you guys show that love. Shout out to the sidewalks. If you guys don't follow my Twitter yet, it's a pretty lit thing to follow, so you guys should probably go do that. Your COD skills are crazy. Love you, bro. Thank you, Kyle Paul. Means a lot, man. I'm thinking we might end up having to restart BO3 here, guys, because we can't even get into a lobby. Thank you for making me happy every day, Hannes. You're the best YouTuber ever. Some of us in your stream right now wouldn't be here if you didn't make us happy. Thank you for all of this. Beastly Jack, it's really humbling to hear, man. Honestly, means a lot. Really does mean a lot. What's up, Caleb? How you doing today, my man? I'm going to go ahead and appear offline here really quick, guys. Just simply because, for some reason, you guys can't join my session. So if I appear offline and then come back online, you guys should be able to join up. How many wins? We need 10 more wins, guys. I may actually play a little bit of free-for-all right now. Try to get some nuked outs, maybe. Or just honestly play some free-for-all just to get these wins a little bit quicker. And then I'll go ahead and jump back into a game with you guys. What's up, Owen? Welcome to the stream. Glad to see the support. The support on the channel, guys, has been ridiculous. Just started watching OG Frames. Appreciate the support. What's up, Condor? What's up, RT Smiley? How you doing, Caleb? Life is going great, Caleb, in all honesty. Life's going pretty great. I'm a little bit bummed with how the multiplayer streams do in comparison to the zombie streams, but in all honesty, the fact that we were even able to pull like 400, 500 viewers when I do multiplayer is really cool, I think. I think it shows a lot to how well my channel has been built, which is something that I take a lot of pride in, and I think it shows how much you guys really do support my content as well. If you get the marshals, I'll donate $1,000. All right, Crispy, sounds good, man. I'll be sure to remember that. 100%. What's up, Dat Milk Bucket? How you doing today, dude? All right, let me go ahead and close my party here. Oops. Close it. And then let's go ahead and just join up on a couple of free-for-alls here. We don't even really have, like, good nuked out class setups, but let's just join a hardcore free-for-all. We'll use the M8 for the fun of it. And get a couple... Imagine if we get a nuked out, man. Just like, imagine. We nearly have 1,000 likes. Yo, chat. All right, real talk. If we haven't hit 1,000 likes yet, what I want every single one of you guys to do right now, who has not dropped a like in the stream, to make sure you go ahead and drop a like. I'm going to go ahead and take a look right now. See how many likes we have on this thing, all right? I'm going to be the judge. We have 9... Whoa, we're at 990. Guys, we're 10 likes away. Everybody drop a like if you have not done so already. What's up, Isaac Sexton? What's up, Wifty? 10 likes away, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hit it right now. I'm going to go ahead and keep this open, actually, because we're probably going to hit it. We hit it. We hit 1,000 likes. You guys are dope. Let's get a 1,000 spam in the chat. We hit 1,000 likes in an hour and 45 minutes. Solid. Solid, man. feels good, bro. What's up, Trash? What weapons do you need? I'm really hoping to get this guy the XMC. I think that's the one weapon I really want to get him pretty badly. 1,000, bro. That's pretty cool.
Let's do this.
Let's do this, man. That's what I'm saying.
I'm the best player.
Yo, this guy says he's the best player, chat. Are we ready to stomp on him? I wonder who that was who just said that. What? How did he just kill me? We're gonna keep this guy's mic on just because I want to hear his reactions. I bet his reaction's gonna be good. I don't know why I'm playing this like a nuke dad. I should just be playing aggressively. What's up, Steven? What's up, Wybo? Yeah, mate, chat. Let me tell you. What's up, Jennifer? You're so good at BO3. I'm decent, guys. I'm decent. This game is going really slow right now because there is not a whole lot of people in this lobby right now, which really sucks. Wish there was a couple more. Making it honestly a lot more fun. Much more aggressive. Much more fast-paced. Ah, dude, imagine if we could have turned around. What's up, Proxy? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Cool One? How you doing today, Firefly Gamer? Ooh, thought a guy was going to spawn right there. Not going to lie, I was fully prepared for that. Ooh, he had a shotty. I don't know how he missed that. You're awesome at zombies. Thank you, Soccer Life. Means a lot, man. I try my best to be good at zombies and multiplayer. I want to be that well-rounded guy, you know? How you doing today, Elijah? You're not the best? Oh, no, Elijah said I am the best. Okay. Elijah Few. I was a little concerned there. What you meant. Elite. Elite.
You guys can't defeat me, man. You guys suck. I'm just telling the truth.
My UAV just go away? Oh, man. We just got a Serb.
Cerberus on standby.
Guys, we just got a Cerberus. Yo, and we die right off, man. This guy's out here nading us, bro. Who is this man? I was going to call that in. We didn't get a Talon. That sucks. It is what it is, though. We got ourselves a Cerberus. We're going 12-4. We're about to beat this game 100%. Hear how salty this guy is.
You guys are...
This guy's talking. Yo, this guy's camping, man. He's losing. He's talking trash. I love your streams. Thank you, Tate. Biggest trash talker in free-for-all I've ever met in my entire life. Oh, you are bad. Even worse if you spawn right here. No, that would have been awesome. Oh. Oh, guys. I'm a young king. I'm a young king. Ah! No, never mind. Can I get mod? I'm not looking to mod any new people right now, man. Yo, does he even know that he's losing right now? Like, does he know that he's actually not even in first place? Like, I don't know if he actually knows.
Oh, that gun was so bad.
Oh, he was sitting right in the corner, bro. What's up, Brady Church? Brady Church, welcome to the stream. Has my Cerberus done anything? I don't think it's done a flipping thing. That guy's pissed. Like, you know he was standing there for a while. Did my Cerberus just kill? Oh no, I thought my Cerberus killed me. I was about to be triggered. Wait a minute. I was about to say. 6 slide, Hennis. Whoa.
Fuck.
Whoa. Bang, bang. Wow. This man's out here talking trash. I really wish I had a mic so I could hop on the mic and just be like, what's up, man? What's up? Let's hear what he says. What's up, Steven Frazier? How you doing today, buddy? You guys hear him talking trash anymore? You guys hear him talking smack, talking about how he's the best in the game? Nope. No, you do not. No, you do not. Let's get it. Oh my god.
It sucks, man. Logan sucks.
Yeah, Logan does suck, bro.
Logan.
Yeah, don't demonetize my stream, dude. Don't use the F word. Please say my name. What's up, Christian King? Welcome to the stream. Did you guys hear that guy? He was like, F Logan, bro. Hardcore TDM. I'm really close to Dark Matter. We're playing hardcore free-for-all right now, man. Would I play Overwatch? I'm not a huge fan of Overwatch, bro, to be 100% honest with you. All right, guys. We are currently 91 out of 100 wins towards this triple play, which means we are very close to being able to open it up. We're 9 wins off, guys. What map do we want now? I really wish we had on like proper attachments and stuff, dude. What level are we? Oh, we are level 44. Wait a minute. Does that mean we have... Oh, no, we don't have the hater. The hater's level 48. Shoot. Can you imagine winning a free-for-all?
I remember random. Why would people pick evac?
We got awareness. Shit. That's level 50. Yeah, there's no way we're getting that.
Random,
no,
random, please. Let's go for random.
I really want to beat this guy at evac, bro.
Oh my god,
Let's put evac.
Now the camper's gonna come.
Oh, the camper's gonna come, bro.
Come
oh, we vote a half.
Right, this is better.
This is better. This is better, he says. He says this is a better map, which means we have high expectations from my man, better. Mo Gamer. All right, bro. Mo, what's your KD? Guys, he has a 0.67 KD, and he's out here talking that much trash. Hello? What's up, Cyber Rain? Bailey Pup, welcome to the stream. Hannah, I'm not asking, and I'm sorry to say this, but I have done that deserve moderator. I'd love to be one. Breezy, I know you have done a lot, man, but there's a lot of people in the chat that do deserve to be mod, and it's hard, bro. It really is hard. I already modded somebody today, and I know you really do deserve it. There's a lot of people that deserve it, but I just can't give it to everyone, man. That's just not how it works, you know? So I appreciate you showing your support, but in all honesty, mod really doesn't give you a whole lot in my stream, you know? You get to remove messages, time people out, and ban people, which is something that most of my mods do incorrectly anyways. So, in all honesty, dude, I know who you are, and I know you show a lot of support to the stream, and I know you're an OG, bro. Like I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I know that you show the love, and I think that speaks a lot too, without having mod, you know.
Black Ops are in the AO.
All right, let's get it, guys. What's up, Owen? How you doing today, man? The only reason I'm leaving this guy on is because I want to hear him talk. He's got such great reactions to everything. Look at the lag, guys. Do you guys see this lag that I get when I play free-for-all? It's actually kind of ridiculous. Yeah, we're out here talking about lag. Look at this dude. Oh!
Oh, where's everyone?
Oh! Oh, that was career ending. Paige Gibson coming in with the super chat. I appreciate that, Paige. Thank you very much. We get a Paige spam in the chat. Paige has been supporting me for an incredibly long time. Coming in with that donation, Paige, seriously means a lot. Yep. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, where's everyone?
Dude.
Cerberus on standby.
Oh, that's Serbian, I guess. Bless you! Man in my game, who I don't know or have ever spoken to in my life. Guys, we're actually like, not gonna lie, we're kind of killing it right now. Like we're actually kind of killing it. I mean, we're not gonna drop a nuke down because we're calling it streaks, but Jesus, like we are kings. There we go. Nuke out's officially ended, guys. Not happening.
Oh fuck no. That machine is gonna fuck me up.
Oh! Guys, I'm the greatest player that's ever lived. I'm just kidding. I'm not the greatest player that's ever lived. I'm getting just a really nice lobby right now. This This would have actually been like a god lobby to try to get a nuked out on. Like, we're 15-0. That Mo guy, no, he's still in here, thank God. I thought he left there for a second. I was about to be really sad. Oh! Les kills me, dude. Good job. Thank you, Stephen Frazier. If you guys are enjoying the live stream, make sure you go ahead and drop a
I
like.
destroyed it, finally.
Make sure you subscribe. If you have not subscribed, when you do subscribe, you'll see your names come up right below my face cam. And you'll see the live sub count go up in the lower right-hand
Freaking
corner
camper.
as well. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, friggin' campers, man. I'm such a friggin' camper, dude. Flying halfway across the map to find everybody. Such a camper, dude.
And this group is dead.
What's up, Swerve? Anybody? Dude, we've just killed the Swerve guy the last 3 times in a row.
The first guy is camping, basically.
I'm camping, basically? I'm camping? Is that what this dude just said? Did he say I'm camping? Bro, I am doing everything but camping, man. Shoot. What's up, Vincent? How you doing today, man? Right in the middle of the map. I'm camping. 1.1k like hype. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you very much for your support. If you guys have not dropped a like in the live stream yet, make sure you do that. We're going to shoot for 2,000 likes. I don't think that's possible, but it would really mean a lot to me if we could hit that.
Come on, connect armor. Yes. Woo.
We killed him. He's going to spawn. Where's he going to spawn? Somewhere back here.
Where the fuck is everyone?
What's up? How you doing today, Zayden? A little bit of a bounce right there. Okay. Where is he, guys? Oh, it's just me and this Mo guy left. It's just me and Mo left. Where is he? Oh. He's gonna spawn. He's gonna spawn back here. 100%. Watch this. I'm gonna look like a hacker here. No. Okay, never mind. Yeah, here he is.
Yo, Yeet, you should add me, man. Add me after this game.
He just asked me to add him. Did you just ask me to add him? It's not even my account.
You, man. You're hiding and I can't find you.
Bro, I'm not hiding, dude.
Oh, there you are.
You see, Drew, this dude literally just goes back to the same location every single time.
That's why I'm getting killed.
I couldn't find you. That's why I'm getting killed. Bro, every time I've seen this guy, he's been inside this building.
Oh, you're behind me, eh?
Bro, he comes back to this building.
Armor, damn it.
He comes back to that building every single time.
The plot is too strong.
Every single time he goes back to the same building. Oh shoot! No, never mind. He's right there. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the stream. Like you know he's about to go back in. Watch. You could literally go in and punch this guy. Like I'm actually gonna try to punch him. Like, if you play this right, like I know he's in here. Never mind. I lied. What's up, dude? Huh. He's making up excuses. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to jump into the window. Where's this guy, bro?
Wow. Sorry, I just checked my message, man.
Is he just...
Where are you, man? It's obviously gonna win.
You're damn right. Oh, there he is. Found him. We gotta get 3 more kills in this guy. Yo, what's good? What's up, Dark? Welcome to the stream. Yo, who you guys think's gonna win? Type 1 in the chat if you think Hennis is gonna win. Type 2 in the chat. That's a dead body. Type 2 in the chat if you think Mo Gamer's gonna win.
Damn, this shit's scary.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a 1v1. Like a 1v1 in hardcore.
I'm in the building.
Oh! He's just jealous? He's got 2 minutes. Like, I could actually just sit in the back of the map and wait out these 2 minutes, but I kind of want to try to get the kills. Actually get the W. This is probably the longest free-for-all I've ever played. Like, I think domination games actually are shorter than this. Bro, this kid literally just goes back to the same spot every single time. We should just be able to use that to our advantage. Stop playing like a little sissy.
Shit!
Man. I want to punch this guy. You guys ready for this? Watch this, chat. We're about to punch him. We're going to roll up on his quarters. You guys ready for this? He's going to be in the exact same building. Trust. Trust. He's going to be right in here. No!
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna. He's like, what the hell's going on here?
Yo, this shit is getting scary, yeah. Holy fuck. Oh, there you are.
Hi!
Wow.
Hi!
I knew it. That's cool. You're gonna win anyways.
You ready for this? We're gonna punch him. We're gonna punch him.
Fuck.
Here he goes. Oh! He's coming from this way. Trust, chat, trust. He's coming.
Come in the building.
No! No, dude! He said come in the building. I heard him. I heard him say, we got our kinetic.
We're out of time. Don't hold back.
Yes!
Got me.
Woo! Yo, I want to hear what he says, actually.
Holy shit.
What do you say? We debated. We debated him.
I didn't want to take advantage. That's why I thought smoke.
He threw a smoke. No way.
Add me, man. Add me.
Yo, I can't add it. I can't add you, bro, because it's not my account. Yo, let's get a GG. Let's get a GG. Well played from Mo. Like, the man kept his composure. He was not an evil guy. He just came in. He's super kind.
Damn it, that kinetic armor.
That kinetic armor, man. Freaking killed it. Killed it, man. Yo, we have 700 viewers right now. Over 700 viewers. You guys are awesome. He smoked it. Yeah, he threw out the smoke, man. That was a GG. Yo, Outlaw, I see you typing that in the chat, man. I don't want to do that, bro. Just because that seems like we're using like terrible things for likes, bro, and I don't want to do that. Are you gonna play zombies tonight? Yes, Dodge. I will be playing zombies tonight, man. 100%. All right, guys. So that's 92 wins out of 100. Hopefully, I'm really gonna hope that most free-for-all games are gonna go a little bit quicker than that, you know, because that was obscenely slow. That was really bad. Message him. I'm recording. Message him right now. I don't know how to message somebody on PS4. Can I like message him on his account? Do I? I'll invite him to the group. I'll invite him to Hennis11. Maybe that'll teach him something. I'll just back out. What a great guy, though. What a great guy. Apple. Yo, can we actually find like a good lobby now, guys? Yo, we actually hit 135.2K. You guys are amazing with your support today. Thank you very much.
We meet again.
Yo, what's good, brother?
Wow.
Brian, you are moist. Sammy, thank you. What's up, Chocolate? What's up, Max Lee? What's my least favorite map? Probably Exodus, in all honesty. What's up, Corey? What's up, Jaden? Actually, Exodus really isn't that bad for nuked outs. If I'm being 100% honest, it's really not. All right, nice. Hopefully this lobby will actually play through. Let's try to throw on that. Actually, you know what? Let's try to actually go for a nuked out, man. Let's try to go for a nuked out. I really wish we could have on the hater, but we can't, so that kind of sucks. But let's just run UAV, counter UAV then. In all honesty, we'll run UAV. Actually, you know what? It's absolutely pointless to run counter UAV. Let's just run UAV, so we can just literally keep cycling those. And then for this, we'll just keep running with this MA class, I guess. Awareness, blast suppressor, really no point. We'll stick in this lobby. Come on. Hopefully we'll start here. Get a couple more people. Always golden. Who is this guy, man? What's his KD? What's his KD? Yeah, this guy's... I feel like that guy's gonna be a tryhard. 100%. What's up, Matthew Newland? How you doing today? Right after this, guys, I will go ahead and back out and get a brand new lobby with a brand new set of viewers. So I will be partying up with people. If you guys want to join my session, it's very easy to do. I'll wait for this donation.
What are you going
Hold on,
to
what happens if I...
Also my channel link. Caution. Bad and cringy.
If I wear this, I actually can hear the music a little bit. And I can hear the donations when they come in as well. Zombie Pantsing donates $1 and says, what are you going to college for? Also, my YouTube channel link is that. It's bad and cringy. No worries, bro. I'll still click on it and subscribe. Thank you, Zombie, for your continued support, bro. You have donated a lot to my streams in the past, and I really do appreciate that a ton. All right. Let me go ahead and leave that off because that actually dulls my game audio for somehow. I don't know how. But I go to college. I'm a cyber systems major, my dude. Although I'm thinking about minoring or changing my major entirely to marketing.
You're authorized to engage.
Just because I feel like that would suit me a little bit better for what I like to do, which is really YouTube. So that's sort of that. Can we get a zombie spam in the chat, though, guys? I would really appreciate it very much. We're just going to play these really aggressive, guys. And, like, if we get it nuked out, just whatever. But we're not going to be, like, devastated if we don't get one. Because we just honestly want to focus on getting wins right now. So that's really what we're here to do. Yeah, there's a guy camping in the corner. Sick. What else is new? Welcome to Black Ops 3. What's up, Rough Hawk? Welcome to the live stream, brother. I really wish, like, awareness and dead silence were unlocked on this account. I really, really do. That'd make everything so much different. Michelle Bryant came in with another dono. I appreciate that, Michelle. No message with Michelle's donation either. So you know it's a Michelle donation. Thank you very much, Michelle. Truly means a lot. Thank you very much for that support. Can we get a Michelle spam in the chat for that 1, 2, 3 donation? Definitely means a lot, Michelle. You are an absolute god. Michelle, you've got to be close to being on my top 20 donator list, I would imagine. I hate people that camp right back there. Here's a guy. Try to sit up here. Oh, yo! We had our fists out. Imagine if we punched that guy. That would have been awesome. Michelle? Oh, yeah. You guys were saying Michael there for a second. I was getting really confused. I was like, who the hell's Michael? You guys meant Michelle. Alright, let's hop up here. What's up, Nitro Gamer?
Oh my god, bro.
He got into my lobby. 100%. This is him. This kid definitely session joined. 110%. You can hear his reaction. He's definitely watching my stream right now. You know it. What's up, Steven? How you doing today, man? Comes in the stream. First thing he comes into the game. First thing he says is, oh my god. I wouldn't be surprised if I hear my stream in the background here. Now he's going to be quiet. Not going to say anything. Oh, no! That was actually scary. Yo, what's up, Cynical? Welcome to the stream, homie. How you doing today, my man? That guy's just going to keep sitting there, man. What is you doing? There's a guy right over here in this corner. You guys ready for this? Oh, wait. How many people were back there? Huh? You're so good. You're better than FaZe? I don't know if I'm better than FaZe, man. FaZe is pretty damn good. Ah. What's up, Cade? Welcome to the live stream. Anybody here got an Xbox One? Nah. I mean, I don't. Personally. Dude, this Call of... This isn't even the guy that's doing second best, man. This guy chasing me, 100%. That's annoying as hell.
Be advised, hostile care package overhead.
Hop in here. Come on! Oh, God. Oh, dude, that would have been so dope if we could have gotten that. What's up, Zayden? Can I have mod? I'm sorry, man. I'm not looking to mod any new people right now, homie. He was in the corner. Oh, no, he's in that corner. Wow, that's actually... That's an interesting spot. I've never seen anybody camp there, actually. Hostile hater? He definitely got that out of a care package. 100%. 100% got that out of a care package. Oh no. What's up, Christy? I subscribed. Thank you very much, James. Means a lot, man. If you guys are new to the channel, when you subscribe, you will see your names come up right below my face cam. And you'll see the live sub count go up in the lower right hand corner as well. So I'd really appreciate every sub, guys. Definitely helps me out a lot. Oh god. As soon as I saw that guy jump out, I was like, it's all over. What's up, Nate Bear? If we had locked onto that guy, that would have been so good. We have our kinetic armor, actually. I should use this. Completely. The one time we push in here, there's nobody in here. That is awesome timing. Don't you just love the way Call of Duty works sometimes for you? Freaking love it, man. Is there actually guys trying to shoot down the hater? We can do one more kill, guys. I'm not coming in. I'm not coming in any place other than first right now. Let's get it. What's up, Maddie? How you doing today, man? You should run a KN44? Possibly. We might run a KN44, but I absolutely love running the M8, man. What's up, Bryson? Welcome to the live stream. What's up, Aiden Hacker? Hey, I just subscribed to nice stream. Keep it going. Thank you, Albin. Thank you very much. But yeah, right below my face cam right now, guys, you can see Panda LV is the most recent subscriber. Their name is right at the top below my recent donation. You guys will see your names at the very top there as well if you do decide to subscribe to the channel. We're also less than 50 subs away now from 135.3K, so if you show that love, it would mean a lot. FaZe Joe, what's up, bro? How do you get one burst kill with the M8? We're playing hardcore. What's up, Fallen? I just subscribed. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Bailey. Thank you, Thomas. 135K. Can I hear 200? Can I get a 200? Do 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 do. Oops. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What just happened? Yeah, we're good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and back out now, guys. I am going to go ahead and get a new lobby with a brand new set of viewers. So, if you guys do want to go ahead and join up on my session, it's very simple. All you guys have to do is join up on the BO3 social group called Hennis11. Once you've joined up on that group, you should be able to then go ahead and join my session. Hennis11 is the name of the group. Once you're in that group, go ahead and join me, and we'll be good to go. Let me check and see how many wins we have left here. We have 93 out of 100, so we're very close, guys. Very close. I just went a hardcore free-for-all. Ah, sorry, Owen. Guys, yeah, honestly, please don't, like, lobby surf for me, guys. That is really annoying, especially when I'm trying to go for, like, nuked outs or something. It's rough, man. It's annoying. I swear to God, if you lag us out, I'm playing more solo. They just lag everybody out. Lit. Let me go ahead and just back out all the way to the main menu here. We'll come back in. All right, try to join my session again, guys. And hopefully you guys will be able to join up once again. I apologize for that. Black Ops 3 just loves to lag people out of lobbies. Please can I have a shout out? Thomas Rag, shout out to you, man. Alright, perfect. Let's get a hardcore TDM. We haven't played any hardcore TDM yet today. I'm kind of feeling a hardcore TDM lobby. With this M8 right now, the R1 burst, how on point everything is. 100% chat. Seven more wins to go, baby. What's up, Eric Malskin? How you doing today, Nigel? What's up, Softwack Ahmed? Welcome to the stream. Love your videos. Thank you, Johnny. You literally never noticed me. I'm sorry, Amer Kozart. There's just a lot of people in my chat. I'm trying to communicate with as many of you guys as I can. There's just a lot of you. I do my best, guys. I really do try to do my best. What's up, Holden Duncan? Maybe you should play Gary's Mod or GTA 5. The only thing I have GTA 5 on is the PC. And like, I don't know. If I were to play it, I'd probably buy it on the PS4 so I could play with you guys. Because I feel like that's one of those games that's really only fun if you play with like viewers or friends or something. So I'd probably end up buying it on PS4 so I could play with more of you guys. Because I would imagine that's what most of you guys have it on, you know? I would imagine most of you guys aren't running around playing GTA 5 on the PC. I mean, it's possible. There are some of you guys out there, but not everybody. Yo, Breezy, please stop copying and pasting that message in the chat, man. You kind of are spamming the chat now, bro, with the same message over and over again. I know a mod is a dream come true. I understand that, bro, and you do show a lot of support, but you just got to understand that we just can't mod everybody. That's the thing. What's up, Fernando? Thank you for the sub. Do I have an Xbox? I do not, William, no. What's up, Luke Grant? What's up, Christopher? How you doing today, Shawonzi? What's up, Rage Beach? Rage Reach. I'm sorry. Completely destroyed your name. What's up, Bryson? Welcome to the stream. I got to go by. Love you, Brett. Thank you, Rough Hawk. Appreciate your support today. How you doing today, Victor? What's up, Will? Love your streams. Keep up the good work. Thank you, BB Snipes. I'm a Muslim. I'll donate $50 if you shout out. I promise.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Massive.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
And if you can you reply back?
100%, man. What do you mean, like, reply back? I love you, dude. Shout out to KK_05. Shout out to you, my dude.
Hennis, big fan. Can you reply back if you can?
I can't talk in game, brother. Unfortunately, I don't have a mic. I don't have a mic that I can hook up to my PS4. So, I'm sorry, dude. But I don't. The only way I can talk to you guys is through the stream. What's up, pretty boy? Vids are sick. Thank you, James. Means a lot, man. Ah, this is the part of the stream, bro, where we want to play with viewers, but we can't get into a freaking lobby. Look at this. We get thrown in the lobbies with like one person, man. What's up, Mule HD? Thank you for the sub. What's my real name? My real name is Henry, for those of you guys who do not know. Look at that. 7 possible left. Thank you. Thank you. Level 3s. I like those guys. What's up? What's up, Smile/Vlogs? Check it out. How you doing, man? You're about to get the XMC, bruh? Dude, it's Rise. I hope I get the XMC. That'd be godly. Could you imagine? The XMC is a beautiful weapon to get. The coins is his pro bot he's designed for his stream for his monthly giveaways. Yes, that's what the pro bot is for, guys. Hannah's World War II is getting supply drops. RIP. I know, dude. I'm actually pretty happy about that because supply drop openings are always something that's great for content creators to do. So, in all honesty, supply drops are a good thing in the long run because they allow you to keep the game fresh by adding new stuff into the game. Henry is your real name I never knew? Yeah, that is my real name. What's up, Paige? Paige, thank you again for your donation earlier. It means a lot. Like, you are, in all honesty, I see you all the time on Twitter, all the time on my streams. You're great. I really do appreciate your dedication. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. Shout out to you. What's up, Black Ops 3 Pro? All right, let's get it.
Be advised, Black Ops are in the AO.
Can I have a shout out? Fedora, shout out to you. Let's make it happen right now. We're not playing any more hardcore, but period, comma. There's a guy right in this corner. Oh, no, he's running away. That's a teammate. Damn, we're already killing it. 4-0. Oh, Jesus. Yo, I was about to say my team hasn't even died yet, and then some dude got a double kill on my teammates. Alien Supreme. We gotta watch out for him. He looks like he's gonna be the tryhard. Dude, what are these spawns right now? This is the thing, man. When you play... I don't know. When you play TDM, the spawns get so weird. So one thing I've always liked about Domination a lot more, you know? The spawns are a lot more consistent.
Outrider KIA. Nomad kill.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute all my teammates here, guys, just so we don't have any more of that mic noise.
Spectre smoked.
Ooh. Oh, we're about to get rushed, 100%. There's a lot of people coming this way. Oh, I was gonna say, dude, that guy's weak as hell over there. There's at least a couple guys back here. Ooh, thank you. Thank you for your Man of War as well. What if you get 200K, bros? If I ever hit 200,000 subscribers, that'd be dope, honestly. That would probably be one of the most amazing things to ever happen to me. 200,000, I mean 100,000 was crazy enough, right? So to go ahead and then hit 200K, like really soon afterwards, would be pretty freaking crazy, man.
Tango down.
Guys are everywhere, bro. They're right over here. I swear to God, if that guy killed me. Oh no, there's so many of them. You've grown like 4,000 subs today? We have actually, guys. We have actually grown over 4,000 subs today. And in like 700 subscribers, 700 more subscribers, we will have grown 5K today, which is just even more amazing.
Tango down.
Ismail, what's up? I'm begging you to say my name. Ismail Ahmed? Ismail? Ismail?
Spectre down.
That dude was oblivious as hell.
Defensive systems online.
Okay. It's an enemy party over here.
UAV awaiting orders.
6 shots, Hennis. Honestly, dude, 6 shots.
Flame unit down.
Wait a minute. What the hell is this?
Shut out.
What the hell is this? What the hell just happened? What? That was the most unsophisticated streak of kills I've ever gotten in my entire life. How do you donate $500? You click the link at the top of the description, you type in 500, and you press donate now, and you enter in your PayPal or your credit card information. And then, yeah. Oh, Jesus. We actually just ran out of ammo, my M8. What gun is that? We were just using the M8, man. Oh, shoot. Oh, God, I'm so dead. I am so dead, bro. Dude, there were so many of them. Try hard? I'm trying. Of course I'm trying hard, man. We gotta get wins out here. We are currently 5 subscribers away, guys, from 135,300 subs. So make sure you guys subscribe if you are new. I would really, really appreciate it. What's up, Jezzy? What's up, Sneak Plays? 500 if you and all your subs subscribe to me? Yeah, how about no? How about nah on that, man? Am I getting the raid? I don't know. Yeah, I would have smashed it so beastly, Jack. Yeah, no one else has asked for one, and you were the first to ask for one anyway, so you're all set, man. You're all set.
Single shooter.
Was this guy hard scoping out there, man? Looking for me? Frozen Gamer coming in with that dono. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. I'll read your message here in just a second. Hey, nice. Yo, you guys see we just went 32 and 2.
I'm a
Jeez.
big supporter of your channel and keep up the good work. Can you get my channel to 50 subs? Thanks. Been here since 80k. Hashtag hashtag to 1 mil.
Hennis, we hit, we hit 1,200 likes and 135.3K. We did, guys. We hit 1,200 likes in the stream. I can't check that for myself, but I trust you guys. That's awesome. So thank you very much for 1,200 likes. And we hit 135.3K. That's phenomenal. Thank you very much for that support. Seriously means a lot. Can we get a 135.3K hype in the chat? If you guys are new, make sure you drop a like and make sure you subscribe as well. When you subscribe, you'll see your names come up right here below my face cam, and you'll see that live sub count go up in the lower right-hand corner. Right now, Caden Tavares is currently the most recent subscriber. You can see his name right at the top, right below the recent donation. You guys will see your names there if you do decide to subscribe as well. Yeah, that's pretty much that. And we're also on the road to 135.4K now. Pretty dope. Play zombies in your next stream? Yes, guys, we will be doing zombies in our next stream. Abso-freaking-lutely, dude. Alright, let's keep it up. I subscribed. Thank you, Bailey. Means a lot. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead. Actually, no, we're going to do one more game with this set of viewers. How many wins we at right now? 94 out of 100, guys. It's boiling down. We're coming down to the last couple wins. Last couple wins right here. Frozen Gamer, he said, Johannes, I'm a big supporter of your channel. Keep up the good work. Can you please get my channel to 50 subs? Thanks. Been here since 80K. Hashtag XMC hype. Hashtag road to 1 million. Thank you very much, Frozen Gamer 325. If you guys don't know who Frozen Gamer 325 is, make sure you go ahead and look him up. I appreciate your support, brother. Means a lot, homie. But you should go look up Frozen Gamer 325, guys. I would appreciate it. You're my favorite YouTuber ever. I've always loved your videos, and you're a smart dude, and I subbed, and I don't regret it. Never will, because you're the best. Bradley, honestly, just a very genuine message. Seriously means a lot. Thank you very much. Please read this and mention me, Black Ops 3 Pro. What is good, my dude? Dude, I'm sick, and my online ID is ishiz11223. Like, you're sick as in, like, your health, or as in, like, you're sick at COD, right? Because I hope you're sick at COD. I hope you're not sick, like IRL. Dodo Bird, what's up? Can I get a raid, Hennis? Please, I only got one viewer. Yeah, Beastly Jack, I'll raid you after the stream, bro. I'll raid you after the stream. Damien, what's up? As long as you're live after my stream ends, then I'll go ahead and raid you, 100%. You're my inspiration and my favorite person. Thank you, Adil. Means a lot, buddy. Means a lot. What's up, Johnny T? I've been subscribed since 50K. Thank you, Chris Brooks. Means a lot. Please say my name, please. I'm begging you. David's vlogging channel. David's vlogging channel. Hennis is the coolest Carnage member. Thank you, my dude. There's a lot of cool guys in Carnage. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, Gribbles? The fact that you think I'm the coolest is honestly flattering. Can you go tell Dismo and Ocean that you think I'm the coolest Carnage member? Can you guys just like go and tell them that for me, please? I'd appreciate it. Hopefully these guys don't leave. Oh, these guys all got nuke in their clan tag though. Oh wait, this guy's got pro MVZ. His clan tag. Oh, I know who that guy is. Let's slap some booty cheeks, dude. Could you host lobbies later on the PS4? Really, only the time that I play Black Ops 3 on the PS4, guys, is when I'm live streaming. I really don't play that much off stream. What's the group name number? Best YouTuber? Thank you, man. Yeah, so if you guys want to join up on my session, because I will be getting a brand new lobby in 1 or 2 games, the group that you guys want to join up on is called Hennis11. H-E-N-I-S, and then just the number 11. And once you join up on that group, my username in that group is TavaresJ91. That's the name of the account that I'm on right now, and that's the account that you'll want to go ahead and join. I just subbed. Thank you, Brennan. How you doing, Wacky Bros? I'm doing great, brother. How does someone join Carnage? Through a Carnage RC. That's really the only time we've ever recruited new people, and we sometimes like occasionally recruit new people, like, you know, sort of during the year or whatever. We don't have like tryouts or anything like some other clans do. We're really only an invite-only team, which means that if we want you in Carnage, we will reach out to you and ask you if you want to join Carnage as well. Shoot. I love you. Food is good. I love you, dude. I'm actually pretty hungry right now, so I got a little bit of motivation in me right now to go ahead and get these wins. Oh, we choked that one burst, dude. Let me get it on this guy. Hold up. He's still up here. Oh, no, never mind. We got him. Oh, he was right back there. Dude, that guy is so sad, bro. He's sitting up there with the 48 dredge, man. We're gonna go slay this guy. Oh, there's a dude on my team that's 6-0 already? Wait, whoa, hold up. Are we getting slapped? You're awesome. Thank you, Wyatt. Means a lot, homie. Thought we got another donation for a second. Oh! Oh! Oh, that was just flat out gross. We need lethal streaks, dude. You guys up here?
UAV awaiting orders.
What's up, dude?
Down.
Guys, we're actually going off right now. Oh, shoot. Oh, could you imagine? We were slaying. You're going off right now? We were going off, man. We're 14-5 right now. We're literally carrying our entire team. The backpack is strong. What's up, Johnny? What's up, Connor? How you doing today, man? How do I donate? Still, Chris, if you do want to donate to the live stream, man, donations are always optional for everybody, but they're very much appreciated. There is a link at the top of the description down below if you do want to donate. Yep, that makes 0 sense. Hennis, I told Dismo you're the coolest Carnage member. What did he say, bro? Yo, X-Void Legend also came in with a $2 super chat and says, yo, thank you very much. Can we get a legend spam in the chat for X-Void Legend? I would appreciate that, guys. For my man, X-Void Legend. He donates a crap ton to the streams, always. Means a lot, my man. Just waiting for somebody to push up here, in all honesty. Got him. Got him. Take my time. Take my time.
UAV on standby.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Whew.
TACOM. Battery. Requesting UAV.
Ah. What's up, Damien? How you doing today, man? Legend, you are a legend. X-Void Legend is 100% a legend. I turned on notifications. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, I actually do follow back every hashtag notification squad member on Twitter. So if you guys are fans of zombies, or if you're fans of multiplayer, if you're enjoying my content, Make sure you guys go ahead and tap that bell icon. Also, go ahead and tap that bell icon regardless, because when you subscribe to the channel, YouTube has changed their policy now where you'll only be occasionally notified when I upload new videos or when I go live, unless you have the bell icon checked. If you have the bell icon checked, then you'll be notified for every video and every stream to make sure that you guys don't miss an alert for anything. So make sure you tap that bell. And I also do follow back every hashtag notification squad member on Twitter. So if you want that follow back, all you got to do is screenshot that bell icon once you've tapped it and tweet it at me over on Twitter. And I'll be sure to follow every single one of you guys back. What's up, Gina? My favorite video was zombies. Yeah, and honestly, there's one video on my channel right now that was getting me like a crap ton of subs. And it was pretty crazy to see all that growth in the one video. That's a lot of why I've been growing so much recently. That's really why I want to try to focus on giving multiplayer some love here as well, you know? Ah, shoot, that guy was right there. Hennis, you won't read this? Yo, Skish boy, watch me. I don't even know if I just pronounced your name right, but... This guy sucks, that's what I'm saying, Greg. This guy's terrible, dude. You freaking terrible, man. You suck at COD? Thanks, Greg. I bet you're a really good zombies player, dude. 100%. Oh, shoot. Dude, why are they all spawning mid now? Oh, it's because... Yeah, that's what they called in that. Thoughts on COD World War II? I'm super excited for it, guys. I'm super excited to go ahead and play a new Call of Duty. Been playing Black Ops 3 forever. And it's just going to be awesome. What's up, Jelly? Whoa. 3 bursts on that guy? What the hell? Oh. That was a nice little burst. 39 and 13, guys. We went off. Let's get a GG spam in the chat. What's up, Christian? Do I have a group on BO3? Yes, I do. I think I'm going to go ahead and do one more game in this lobby. Just simply because we're going to get Nuketown again. But if you guys do want to go ahead and join up on my session, it's very easy to do. All you guys have to do if you want to join up on my session is tap, or, oh my god. I started to do my little thing for notifications. Is go ahead and join the BO3 social group called Hennis11. H-E-N-I-S, and then just the number 11, and you should be able to join me. That's the name of the group. That's the name of the group. I make a new BO3 group at the beginning of every single live stream to make it easier for you guys to join, because these groups fill up pretty quickly, you know. Lone Shock, hey, can you help me get a nuked out and 20 wins tomorrow? Can you raid me one day? I just need that little boost to help get up so people can find me. Honestly, bro, I'd be totally willing to help you complete your triple play. If any of you guys want me to help you complete your triple play, make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on Twitter, because just like I did earlier today, I'll tweet out and say, hey, who's within like 10 or 15 wins of completing their triple play? Someone will reach out to me, say, hey, I've got this many wins left. I'll say, awesome. I'll DM them. They'll give me their login information, and then we'll be off to the races. So that's the way I can help you guys out. And yeah, that's really it. And as far as rating you, I usually rate a different person at the end of every single stream. Some people do donate to the stream and ask for a raid, and if they're still live when I end my stream, then I'll go ahead and raid them. You know, if that's what they want, then I'll 100% be able to do that. And I've already got somebody else in line for this stream, so in all honesty, that's what's gonna happen. What's up, Johnny T? You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, man. You're good at this game. Thank you, Gun Run. What's up, Savage Wolfie? Welcome to the stream. All right, so how many wins away are we now, guys? We're getting pretty close. 95. 5 more wins to go, chat. How do you tell how many wins you got? I keep the title of the stream updated, so you guys, you know, if you refresh your stream, you should be able to see the new numbers up there. Currently, we have 5 more wins to go, and I'll show you guys right here on screen as well. Oh, weird. That was weird. I'll show you guys right here on screen. Contracts. We currently have 95 out of 100 wins. 5 more to go. What's up, Soccer Pros? I'm going to try to run with a different class setup here. I want to run with the... we got to have a Kuda class setup on. Or actually, a Weevo class setup. We probably unlocked a couple things for the Weevo, right? Quick draw. Grip. Stock. And reflex sight. Dope. Let's kill it. Can you play zombies? I'll do a zombie stream later tonight, my man. I play zombies usually in the evenings, and I do multiplayer streams in the afternoon. Bro, if I get a gift card, I'll donate to your stream. Thank you, Shawan. I don't know if you can donate using a gift card, to be 100% honest. But I know if you have a PayPal or if you have a credit card, you can donate. I am diss-subbing, bro. You gonna drop a diss track on me? Yo, can one of you guys actually drop a diss track on me so I can, like, react to it and then get a lot of views? Can I start... Yo, I should start drama with a Carnage member. Like, just 100% fake drama. So we can go ahead and just get all those gains, you know what I'm saying? There's so much drama going on in the YouTube community right now. Like, oh my god. What's up, Harris? My mom is so overprotective, she doesn't want me to give out any of my account information. Hey, no worries, man. I totally understand that fear and that skepticism. I totally respect that. Is this triple play new? No, it's not new. It's a triple play that one of my viewers has had on their account for a while. we just get kicked out of the lobby? I think so. Alright, let me go just back to the main menu here. If you guys want to go ahead and join up on my session, you guys can do that right now. The name of the session, the name of the group that you guys want to go ahead and join up on is called Hennis11. Once you join up on that group, you should be able to join me. Start drama with Jake Paul. I'm too small to start drama with Jake Paul, bro. I gotta start drama with somebody my size, or like relatively my size. I gotta call somebody out for like cheating or hacking or something. I'm turning into Jake Paul. 100%, bro. If that means I get to gain 10 million subscribers, but not lose 100,000 the day later, I'm cool with that. I'm 100% cool with that. What's up, Ender Dog? Welcome to the stream, homie. How you doing today, man? What's up, Legendary Dogo? Hell yeah, my dudes. Good. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to play Nuketown again, which sucks, but it is what it is. What's up, Keon? Welcome to the stream. We could probably just have to sit in this lobby. Make drama with Dismo. I should just DM Dismo on the low key and just be like, Dismo, we're going to start drama. Don't tell your stream this, but tell them that apparently you heard that I was talking crap about you. And then I'll get my entire stream dislike botted. Won't that be fun? Stop ignoring me. Random gamer. Random gamer, bro. You spelled gamer with 2 M's. Nice. What's up, Aaron Burgess? How you doing today, buddy? Can I join your Team 20? Yeah, we're going to have Team 11, actually. That's going to be the name of our team. If anyone wants to join Team 11, hit me up on Twitter. Please shout out and subscribe. Shout out to you, Black Ops 3 Pro, for the 2nd time. What's up, Steven Frazier? How are you? Great. You're like an American allié. Oops. 1 sec. How are you? You're like an American allié. What time are you doing zombies? Zombies will be at about, I would say, 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. So in approximately 3 or 4 hours from now. What's up, Beggars? How you doing today, man? What's up, Wesley? What's up, Dan O'Neill? What's up, man? First time viewer? Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Infantry neutralized.
Oh.
Yeah. Good effect.
Ooh. Why do people not run sights in their Man of Wars? I don't think I'll ever understand that. I keep forgetting to throw on lethal streaks, dude. I'm like only running UAV. Like the last 17 trillion games, and it's pissing me off. What's this? What is this man doing, dude? Oh shoot.
Infantry neutralized.
You got here? Nah, we're good. We're safe. I'm gonna get sniped 100%. Let's see if we can drop a nuclear here, guys. We're 8-0 right now. Let's see if we can keep it up. Oh, imagine. I love your videos. Thank you, Bradley. Thank God.
Enemy down.
UAV ready for deployment.
Infantry neutralized.
Let's go. Oh, guys, we're killing it right now. We're killing it. Ah, shoot. What's up, dude? There's still people spawning back here. Ooh. That was a little clutch. Alright, guys, we're starting to go. Oh, no, dude. That guy was just sitting there waiting for me. You're a beast, to be honest. Thank you, Daniel. We're going 14-1, dude. We could have dropped a nuclear. If we had a hater, we probably would have been able to do something nasty right there. Oh, dude, imagine if I had pre-fired that. It would have been so perfect. Gotta worry. Gotta look out, teammates. They're everywhere. Oh, man. My shot's too elite right now.
Awaiting orders.
What's up, Apollo Rave? Welcome to the stream, homie. Oh, Jesus. What's up, dude? That guy had no idea I was just laying right there. Sorry, guys. I had to respond to a text from my dad there. Ah, shoot. Whoa. Yep, I saw that one coming a million miles away. You're the best. Thank you, Damien. Means a lot. Hey, guys, we're less than 20 subscribers away from 135.4K. If you guys are new, definitely be sure to go ahead and drop that like and drop a sub. When you guys subscribe to the channel, you'll see your names come up right below my face cam. And you'll see the live sub count go up in the lower right-hand corner as well. That's a teammate. Yo, teammate, chill, bro. I thought it was an enemy right there, in all honesty. Whoa! That guy have hacks, or he probably saw my shadow. But yeah, right below my face cam, you can see 3285 Bengals is the most recent subscriber. You can see them right at the top, right below my recent donator. You guys will see your name right at the top below my recent donator if you guys decide to subscribe as well. I'd really appreciate it. Help us reach the next milestone, guys. Let's make it happen. And make sure if you guys enjoy the content, turn on post notifications as well. That will alert you for every single live stream. I will be live later tonight doing zombies as well. So if you guys are fans of that Z content, make sure you turn on notifications. Shoot. I turned on notifications. Thank you, man. Yeah, if you want me to follow you back on Twitter as well, I do actually follow back every hashtag notification squad member. So if you want that follow back on Twitter, tap that bell icon, screenshot it, and tweet it at me over on Twitter at ProHennis, and I'll be sure to follow every single one of you guys back that tweet me that picture. I subscribed. Thank you, Soccer Pros. I love you. Thank you, beggars. Thank you, Chance Evan, for turning on notifications. The notification squad. Oh, Jesus, man. What's up, Aiden? What's up, brother? Oh, Jesus. Yep, get lasered. Get lasered, kid. Oh, dudes, the Man of War is too good. Like, it's actually too good of a weapon. In so many ways. Thank you very much, Johnny T, for turning on notifications. Thank you, Bradley. You guys are all legends. We also hit 135.4K. Let's get a 135.4K hype in the chat. I'd appreciate it very much. Yeah, and if you guys want that follow back on Twitter, turn on notifications. And once you've done that, just screenshot the bell, tweet it at me over on Twitter, and I'll follow every single one of you guys back that tweet me with that bell icon checked.
Demo asset destroyed.
Make sure you guys follow me as well. The keyword there is follow back, so make sure you follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Watch him. I'm gonna get sniped right here. Ah! Oh, never mind. We're good. Oh, shoot. Guy came in guns a-blazing. Yo, what's up, McStabberus Rex, a.k.a. Cole Fine? Welcome to the stream, dude. How you doing today, Maggie?
Clean kill.
Dude coming right over here. What's up, brother? You seeing anybody over there? I'll donate $1 if you read this. All right, Frozen Gamer. Looking forward to it. What's up, Mogsy?
Demo asset destroyed.
Ah, missed every shot. Someday you will pronounce my name right. McStabosaurus. McStabosaurus. Not McStabberus. What's up, Lewis? It's McStabosaurus. Okay. Is that a friendly? Okay, that is a friendly Wraith. Whew, thank God. One more kill. Here we go. I kind of want to be the final kill. Never mind.
Black Ops. Mark up another win.
Whew. Elite.
TACOM requesting redeploy to new hot zone.
Pro brother, what's up, Bradley? What's up, Hiftron? McStabosaurus. Got it. Alright, guys, I'm pretty sure that brings us to 96 out of 100, dudes. 96 out of 100. I'm gonna back out of this lobby. Or no, that was my very first game with those guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna do one more game with those guys, and then I'll back out and get a brand new lobby with a brand new set of people. What's up, Chance Evan? I spent hours on your channel every day. Thank you, bro. Seriously means a lot, man. Seriously means a ton. Wait a minute. Never mind. Never mind, we're all good. I was confused there for a second. We're good though. We're all Gucci. I subbed, thank you very much, Croaky, appreciate the comment. Hey, Frozen Gamer. What's up, man? What's up, bro? There was something in my nose right there that was just itching me. We didn't pick anything, I swear. Free-for-all is my favorite. Yeah, we'll be doing some more free-for-all here pretty soon, guys. For the last couple games, we'll be sure to do free-for-all. But I'm going to do one last game here with these guys, and then I'll probably end up wrapping up with free-for-all. What sensitivity level? I play on the highest sense, man. What's up, Rajun? Stronghold. Let's get it, baby. We're going to use the M8 on this one. 100%. We're using the M8. We're not going to use the Man of War. If you keep... I will keep watching if you see this. Carson, got it, man. What's up, Broden? Welcome to the stream. Frozen Gamer comes in with a $1 dono. Says, I stay true to my word, dude. By the way, can you invite me to your next lobby? My username is FrozenGamer325. I'm sorry I can't, man. And it's not personal. It's because this is my last lobby that I'll be playing with viewers in. After this, I am going to back out and go ahead and get the last 3 wins in free-for-all. So, that's the plan. Whoa, hold on. My phone was not letting me log in right there. If you guys do want to add me on Snapchat as well, my Snapchat is RealProHennis. I do add everybody back on Snapchat. Yo, all you new hashtag notification squad members, I see you guys over on Twitter. Thank you very much. You guys are dope. Alright, let's rock with the M8 here. Let's kill it, baby. What gun do you use? We're going to use the M8 here, my man. With the gorgeous blue sapphire camo. I'm pretty sure it's a sapphire camo. But yo, can we get a Frozen spam in the chat, guys, by the way? I would really appreciate it. Appreciate it a ton. Anybody over there? There's nobody anywhere, man.
Took down that fire.
Okay. That I did not really understand. At all. Backing up. Ooh. What's up, Daniel? Welcome to the live stream, buddy. We're getting very close to being able to unlock this triple play, guys. What's up, Legendary? What's up, Fallen? Welcome to the live stream, my dude. Oh, the one burst. As gorgeous as it is. XR2. Oh, this is a nice burst weapon as well. These guys are all going to be over here. The UAV is gone now. This one dude's going 5-0. My goodness. They're all respawning back here.
UAV awaiting orders.
Armor down.
Got him.
Shut out.
Let's get it, man.
Clean kill.
Ah, nice getting that kill. Be another guy right over here. Oh, shoot. Did he just jump over? Oh, he did, man. Oh! Oh, no. We couldn't. I thought we were going to be able to get him. Hashtag Pat raid. Are we getting raided by Pat? I don't even know who Pat is. But thank you very much, Pat, for the raid. Appreciate the support. What's up, gamer?
Tango down.
Ah, so many nades, man. You guys see that? There were so many freaking nades being thrown at us.
System online.
Shoot. What's up, Sir Nuts? How you doing today, man? Pat raid? Hey, appreciate the Pat raid, homie. Means a lot. What's up, Josh? Can I have a shout out? Shout out to you, Josh. What's up, Jonathan? I thought they were going to keep spawning back there.
Kinetic armor drained.
We're good.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming. Be advised, hostile care package overhead.
Threat neutralized.
Ah.
Get a UAV overhead now.
Whew. Doing good here, boys. 26-4. Oh, they got a hardened sentry. That's not good. Yo, this game is moving really slow. I'm like the only one getting kills for my team right now. Ah, shoot. Shouldn't wait for this guy right here. Yep, he had to move that. That was a smart move. That was the one thing I was able to avoid it pretty easily there. What's up, Sarn? How you doing today, buddy? What's up, Jesse? I'm doing my best out here, chat. Keep her going. Not gonna lie, it's a little rough right now. Ah, that would have been an awesome burst to get. This guy is trying really hard, man. 33 and 5. Shoot, could we actually have like a 50 kill game? Ah, shoot, there's people everywhere, bro. I just only got an assist. Do I own the M1911? On my own personal account, I do, yes. But not, I don't know if this guy has it on his account.
Ruined.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't, actually. What's up, Joe?
Incoming day. Threat neutralized. Profit kill.
Where they be? Oh! Oh, I could have whipped in that guy. That would have been awesome. What's your name? What's up? Hi, Fortin. My name is Pro Hennis. Carnage Hennis. Whatever you want to call me. My real name is Henry, though.
Infantry neutralized.
If you want to get that personal. Which I'm totally down to do. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and drop a like. I'd really appreciate it. Mars is in here. What's up, homie? Welcome to the stream, my man. What's up, Nike? What's up, Son Goku? Welcome to the stream. Did you open the thing yet? Nah, guys. We have not opened up the triple play. You guys can see how many wins we have on the account right in the title. We are close, but not quite there. Not quite there yet. Got a couple more wins to go here. Oh, jeez. Oh, that would have been so awesome, dude. What's up, Hunter? What a great name. Thank you, man. Yeah, Pro Hennis, Pro Penis. So great. 4 more wins, guys. We're gonna be doing free for all right after this as well. So it's gonna be entirely free for all right now. Oh shoot, yo, did we got another donation from Frozen Gamer. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. Have I ever hit a trick shot? I'm not really a big trick shotter, man. You just finished yours? AR Turo. Hopefully you got something good, man. Alright. 96 out of 100 wins, boys. Let's get it. Do I think the M16 is better than the M87? No, I do not. I think the M87 is still a lot better. Your vids are sick? Thank you, beggars. Means a lot, my man. Means a ton. Joe Joseph, what's up, man? What's my Twitter and Snapchat? My Twitter is Pro Hennis and my Snapchat is Real Pro Hennis. All of my social media, guys, is in the description if you guys want to add me on anything. I do follow back everybody on, or I do add everybody back technically on Snapchat. So if you want to add me on Snapchat, Real Pro Hennis, go ahead and add me over there. That'd be dope. I'd really appreciate it. You're all jealous because he's going to read this. Still, Chris, what's up, bro? Shout out to you, man. What's up, Patty Hendricks? Welcome to the stream. Oh, we got Nuketown? Nah. I'm going to go ahead and back out, guys. I'm going to hop into some free-for-all, hardcore free-for-all lobbies to have a little bit more fun here for the last 3 games that we're going to need in order to get this triple play completed. And then we're going to go ahead and open it up live. So if you guys are hyped for that, make sure you drop a like if you have not done so already. I think we're at like 1,300 likes right now, which is awesome. So thank you all very much for the love. Seriously means a ton. Newtown free for all, come on. FaZe Joe, what's up, homie? What's up, Allie? Hey, man, love your videos, especially Custom Zombies. Thank you, Allie. I really do appreciate all the new Custom Zombies support that's been coming into the live stream. I will be streaming zombies for you guys later tonight, 100%. Hey, Penis. What's up, Rosie? Welcome to the stream. Can't even find a hardcore free-for-all lobby, dude. What the hell's going on? They're like all completely dead, man. What the hell is this? Alright, I'm just gonna restart my game here real quick. What guns do I have? I can go ahead and show you. Once I do the triple play opening, I'll show you guys what he has and does not have on his account. What's up, Envy? Hashtag Pack-a-Puncher raid? Nah, dude, relax. I would donate, but I can't aid. Honestly, man, no worries, beggars. No worries. Hey, I'm new. What's up, Bo Plays? What's up, Starstruck Gaming? What's up, RT Toxic? You're awesome. Thank you, King Crofty. Will you be bold? What does that mean, Joe Joseph? I consider myself to be a bold person. Love your streams. Thank you, Kenton. Devilish says, love your vids. Appreciate it, homie. What zombies map are you doing? That's highly confidential information, bro. You're going to have to stop by the stream tonight in order to find out. Wink, wink. Hennis, I'm trying to donate, and the login for YouTube is just blank. What do I do? You don't need to log into YouTube in order to donate to the stream, man. What's Super Chat? Super Chat is another way to donate to the live stream. If you click that little money symbol that's like right next to the chat, or right below the chat, I think. If you tap that little money symbol, you can donate to the stream, and it'll like pin your message at the very top. The more you donate, the longer it pins your message at the top of the screen, which is pretty cool. So it's just another way to donate. You can do it that way, or you can use the link at the top of the description. Really up to you. How long have I been subscribed? No way of knowing, too clutch, but you are a serious OG, man. I know you've been around for a while. And yeah, donations are always optional, guys. Please never feel like you have to donate. I like your videos. Thank you, Alan. What's up, retarded potato? There we go. Hardcore free-for-all. Jesus! I knew there was lobbies out there. Like, I know people play this. What's up, BB Snipes? Kill streaks, bro? Oh, true, man. Thank you. Well, we're going to be playing hardcore free-for-all, so in all honesty, this is really all that we need. Unless we kind of want some stuff to kind of work on its own. Which I guess Talon and Wraith could kind of do that for us, maybe. Kind of speed it up a little bit. Because we don't really care about... Actually, you know what? Nah, we'll just do that. Because we do want to try to go for nuked outs if we can. Might make it a little bit more fun. What weapon do I want? If I could get this guy any weapon on his account, I don't know exactly what he does and does not have, but I know for well, I don't know the entire list, but I know he does not have the XMC. So if I could get him one weapon, it would be the XMC, because that is by far the most overpowered weapon in Black Ops 3 right now. When's the zombie stream gonna start? I do zombie streams at the end of every towards the end of every single day. So we'll start a zombie stream in approximately like 3 or 4 hours from now. Probably more like 4 hours from now. Vids are sick. Thank you, James. Means a lot, my man. Appreciate all of you guys that are in the stream. If you are new, make sure you go ahead and drop a like and make sure you subscribe as well. If you guys are new, when you subscribe, you'll see your names come up right here below my face cam right now. Disapproving Gamer is currently the most recent subscriber. His name is right at the top below my recent donation, and you guys will see your names replace his if you do subscribe right now as well. And you'll also see that live sub count go up in the lower right hand corner. Currently 30 subscribers away from 135.5k, which would be dope to hit. My favorite zombies map was the McDonald's one. Yeah, that video on my channel has been picking up so many views over the last couple days. It's been amazing. Do I have a girlfriend? No, I do not. What time are you streaming later exactly? It'll be at around 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What do you run on the M8? I think right now we have Quick Draw and High Cal and Fast Mag. Hennis, you won't read this? You're right, Zombie Pantsing. I won't, bro. Even though I freaking love you, dude. Oh, game started. Thought we had more time. You guys hear that? I heard like a... What's up? Oh, no! Yep. Well, we get a kill and then we immediately died. That's sick. This guy went over here, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, level 47. Okay, okay, okay. There he is. Look at this. Look at that little camper back there, man. He's gonna camp back there, and he's still going to lose, bro. What did I miss right now? You haven't missed a whole lot, bro. Currently, we are very close to getting the Bible ending here. Ah, dude, we missed that first burst. I knew there was a guy there. I got some weird aim assist. First place is the only thing I'm taking for this game, guys. Second and third place is not an option. What's up, Shane? Oh, come on. What's up, Hifrofton? Jamie says, I love you. Freaking love you too, man. This guy's going 11 and 4, bro. I'm pretty sure this is just the guy that's camping with the dingo, though. In all honesty. Ah, shoot. We missed an opportunity for an easy kill right there. Keep getting it. We gonna get that money. We're coming in first place, guys. Like 100%. I'm winning this game. I don't care what anybody says. We are winning. I'm gonna play so hardcore, bro. No pun intended. That guy is such a camper, dude. It's unbelievable. What's up, Envy? How you doing today, man? Wait, did I... Whoa! Whoa, 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 hold on, hold on, hold on. Did I say viable ending? Wait, did I say viable? We're gonna get this viable ending? Nah, dude. Bro, I'm telling you guys, I need to get more sleep at night, dude. I'm starting to lose it. Wow. Zombies was on my mind, and I said I'll get the viable ending, man. Over here playing multiplayer. We're gonna get the viable ending no matter what, guys. Dude, that just... Please, chat. Give me a break. Cut me some slack. If I had lost that, I would have been pissed. Wow. Well, I apologize for that, guys. I swear to God, I'm not usually... don't get me wrong. I am pretty brain dead right now. But... yeah, that's pretty much inexcusable. I should not be saying stuff like that, man. I should have popped my kinetic right there. That's what I was trying to do. What weapon do I want to get? The XMC, bro. That's the one weapon I want to get. Did that guy just seriously, like, just straight stairs spawn kill me? What's up, Luke? How you doing today, my man? Welcome to the live stream. Alright, so this guy's currently 1 kill ahead of us. And we're going to try to get the viable ending in order to beat him. You guys know that's what you do in multiplayer. You get the viable ending. Dude, this guy's such a loser, bro. Such a colossal loser. Dude, why are these kids so lame? I mean, we're still gonna get the win regardless, even if we come in like 2nd place, but still, man. Oh, he's laying up there, but oh, he just called in his wraith. Oh, so lame, dudes. There's so many lame campers in multiplayer, dude. I knew that wraith was gonna come in. We're gonna lose this game, but it's all good. Not lose it, but... yep. Freaking die, dude. You loser camper. Oh, I thought that was the end of the game. I thought that was him. There we go. What's up, Jamie? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Brendan? What's up, Zach Gamer? Welcome to the live stream. Yo, we just hit 135.5k. You guys are awesome. Can we get a 135.5k? Spam in the chat. I'd appreciate it. 2 more wins to go, guys. 2 more wins. That's all we need. And then we're going to get this triple play, and then I'm going to go get some food and regenerate myself so we can actually get a viable ending on a zombie stream later tonight. What's up, Dark Flame? Which was my very first Call of Duty. My very first Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 3. That was the first COD I ever played. Okay. Hey, wait. Danny M. I know a Danny M. Danny M, is that you?
Hey, I'm 15 wins away from completing my triple play. Think you can complete it for me sometime soon? Just message me or just say it on the stream.
What's up, Damien? How you doing today? NB, what's up, Luke? Pro, did you get the name? When you were drunk off Henny and you just thought, I'll call my channel Hennis instead of Penis? Nah, dude, it's because my real name's Henry. In middle school, I had a friend that called me Hennis the Menace. So that's where Hennis came from. And then Pro, I just thought looked cool in front of my name, in all honesty. Have we played with this killer guy today? I don't know. We're gonna try to beat him though. So the Danny M came in with that donation. I do appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. Let me go ahead and read your donation message here in a second. He said, hey, I'm 15 wins away from completing my triple play. You think you can complete it for me sometime soon? Just message me or say it in the stream when you will. I don't know when I would do it, man, but in all honesty, the best place to go in order to make sure that I will complete your triple play is over on Twitter. Just make sure you follow me over there, because just like I did earlier today, I'll tweet out and say like, hey, you know, anyone who's like 10 or 15 wins away, reply to this tweet if you want me to complete your triple play, and that would be your time to capitalize and reply to the tweet, and then I can DM you if you're one of the first people that responds, and then hopefully complete your triple play. But that's, Twitter is the best place to follow me, because that's where I usually grab people's accounts from. So, in all honesty, bro, Twitter's the place to go. Go follow me. Twitter's @ProHennis. I also follow back every Notification Squad member on Twitter as well. So if you guys tap that bell icon that's right below the video player next to my channel name, you screenshot it, you tweet it at me over on Twitter, @ProHennis. I'll be sure to follow you guys back. Love the McDonald's stream. That video was awesome. That video was pretty awesome, man. Not gonna lie. That was pretty sweet. What's up, Darren Tate Hilton? What's up, VAA Gamer? Hey, I'm new here. Well, what's up, a VAA Gamer? It's so weird, you VAA Gamer. What's up, Jamie? Welcome to the stream. I need sleep, bro. Yeah, I feel like McDonald's Zombies might be a fun map to play again for you guys, since so many of you guys loved it so much. I might do that again.
Hardcore free for all.
100% might do that again. All right, let's get it. What's up, Michael? PS4 or Xbox? 100% PS4. We're 2 wins away, guys. We only got 2 more to go, and then we are going to be able to get this triple play opening live here on stream.
Unity is strength. Isolate and destroy.
Got it. Saw, dude. That was unfortunate for you. Play this smart, guys. We're 4-0. Imagine if we actually do get a nuked out. Like, it would actually be kind of cool. A nuked out without any scavenger. Ah, never mind. I jinxed it, dude. I freaking jinxed it. No. Alright, we were going 5-0 though. That's not really too bad. Oh!
UAV destroyed.
Wait, where is this guy? Was it that guy? Ooh. What's up, dude? What's up, the Yorker? Dude, the M8. This weapon is my baby, dude. Another UAV. Ah. How you doing today, Braxton? Welcome to the live stream, my homie. Oh, dude, he's sitting right in that corner. I saw him on the minimap at the last second. Oh, dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine? That I literally saw him on the minimap. Oh, would have been so cool. Ah, he's got kinetic up there. I just subscribed. Thank you, Jake Edwards. Means a ton, my man. We're going 15-6, dudes. We're breezing through this right now. I think I'm honestly going to stay on this side of the map. This is where I've had the most luck so far, anyway. That guy's like, I'm just going to go to the back of the map and try to survive. Bye, UAV. Appreciate your work. What's up, Dalton? Welcome to the live stream. Am I late? Nah, man. You're like coming in at the most perfect time right now. We're about to, I don't know how that one burst didn't kill him. We're about to complete our triple play right now, guys. What's up, Epic Gamer? Epic Gamer? Oh, what the hell? Wait, where'd that other guy go? Hello. Ooh. How did this man get a wraith, dude? Oh, he's 11-0. Look at how hard he's camping, though. So sad, bro. That, like, he's just gonna camp for the wraith. Trying to go for a nuked out here. Trying to go for a flawless gameplay. I don't even know what he's trying to go for. Got him. We're 23-8, man. We're just oh, and he died too. Yo, Rip, you know he's pissed. Oh, where was that burst? Oh, there he is. Oh, that's the guy with the. I was gonna say that's the. Hey, Frozen Games, man, coming in with that dono. I appreciate it, homie. Yeah, he's got his hater. Wait, is he actually gonna win? Nah, dude. If he actually wins, I'm gonna be pissed. Shoot, what's up, Damien? Yo, is this guy actually gonna win, dude? Once he got his hater, that was... Shoot. He's moving all over the place here. Ah! Oh, that was clutch. Here we go. 3 more kills. What's up, Bowser? Yo, we're gonna win this, guys, 100%. There we go, boys. Woo! We're not gonna let him get a first place there. Hell nah. Hell nah. Campers don't win in this game, boy. No. Not today. Hell nah. Yo, let's get a GG in the chat, guys. We're a 1 win away. You're growing? Yeah, Gabe. Honestly, the stream's doing really well right now, man. So Frozen Gamer came in with $1.11. I appreciate that, homie. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and drop a like and make sure you subscribe as well. When you guys subscribe, your name will appear right here below my face cam. Currently, Johnny Ghosts is the most recent subscriber. His name is appearing right at the top below the recent donator, and your guys' name will appear right there as well if you do decide to subscribe. So make sure you knock Johnny right off that list, bro, and drop a sub. We're also on the road to 135.6K. We're less than 70 subs away, so make sure you subscribe if you're new. Frozen Gamer came in with another $1.11 and says, yo, Hennis, can you get me a nuked out tomorrow? Would be much appreciated. I don't think I'll be getting any nuked outs for anybody tomorrow, man. But it's possible I will be going for nuked outs in the future. I don't know what I'm doing as far as the multiplayer stream goes tomorrow, but I may just end up having a video for you guys tomorrow for multiplayer and then doing a zombie stream at night. That may be my current plan as of right now. I'm not 100% sure, though. I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date on Twitter. 1 win away, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tuning into the stream now, this is not the time to leave because we are about to go ahead and drop a triple play opening right here on stream for your eyeballs. So make sure you are here. Make sure you did not go anywhere. It'd be much appreciated. It's not letting me donate. Honestly, Irvin, if it's not letting you donate, man, then maybe something's up with your credit card or maybe something's up with your PayPal. But donations are always optional, brother. If you can't donate, it's all good. The support is still very much appreciated. Just a simple fact of you guys being in here honestly means a lot. I just started watching you at the beach right now. Hey, that's lit. Where are you right now where you could be at the beach? Is it maybe on the West Coast or something, I guess? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some hype in the chat. Just straight hype. You are so good. Thank you, LM. Means a lot, my man. Also, guys, I do follow back every notification squad member on Twitter. I've been doing this all throughout today's live stream. So if you guys want me to follow you back on Twitter, all you have to do is tap that little bell icon that's right below the video player next to my channel name. Once you've tapped that, screenshot it and tweet it at me over on Twitter at ProHennis, because I will follow every single one of you guys back that tweet me a picture of that bell icon tapped. That looked like hacks there, like absolutely no lie. Let's play this smart. Maybe we can drop a nuked out here. Who knows? Whoa. I think I hear somebody. Woo. Ah, no, dude, we always go on like a 5 streak and then we just die. You ever notice that? That's all we can do. Just get on a 5 streak and then die. 5 streak and then die. That happened last game too. We got the UAV and then we were dead immediately afterwards. Such a shame. I'll go this way. In all honesty, it doesn't matter anymore. We just gotta slay at this point. Get absolutely obliterated. Don't think I didn't see you. Sitting in the corner down there. Coming your house, snatching your people up. Yo, guys, we have 800 viewers right now. You guys are absolutely dope. Thank you very much for all the support right now. Seriously means a ton. If you're new to the stream, do not go anywhere. We're going to be opening up a triple play here very, very soon. Oh. 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 Oh! That guy's really bad. What's up, dude? I freaking love playing free for all, man. It's like my favorite game mode by far. Ooh. Ah. Mr. Shots. 19 and 2. Let's keep it up. Just for the lulz. Oh god. Right as I say that, man, I swear to god, it happens every time. What's up, Scott? Hey, I'm back. Sorry I was late. Hey, honestly, no worries, dudes. We are getting very close to opening up this triple play right now, guys. So make sure you stick around in the stream if you are new. I'd really appreciate it. This triple play will be opened up here momentarily. What's up, dude? Eight more kills. Ah! 6 shots, Hennis. Honestly, dude, I'm so good at this game. Ooh. Hennis, Greg is talking trash. I know, dude. Hey, you know what? People are always gonna be talking trash, man. Was there just a guy that went this way? I could have sworn I saw a guy. I must be tripping, bro. Oh, that thing just saved him. What is your class setup? I'm pretty sure I'm using Fast Mag, High Cal, and Quick Draw. Usually, if I was actually trying to go for Nuked Out, I'd only be running something like just Quick Draw. So then I could run more perks. But in all honesty, we don't have that unlocked in this account. Because I'm on a viewer's account right now, so... Just figured we'd use what we got here, which is why we don't even have enough for, we're not even a high enough level for a hater, which is why, or scavenger, which is why I really haven't been going for anything serious. What's up, Anim? How you doing today, man? Oh, 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 he did it. What's up, Yeezys? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. I like that name though, bro. Like that name a lot. If you guys new to the stream, definitely make sure you go ahead and drop a like, drop a sub as well. I would really appreciate it. Are you playing zombies tonight? Yes. If you guys are zombies fans, I will be doing a zombie stream later tonight around 11 o'clock Eastern time, which is going to be in a little less than 4 hours from now. So make sure you guys have notifications turned on. If you don't, tap that little bell icon. And if you want me to follow you back on Twitter, screenshot the bell once you've tapped it and tweet it at me over on Twitter. And I'll be sure to follow every single one of you guys that actually tweets me that bell and has notifications turned on. It would definitely mean a lot to me. All right, we're gonna go ahead and change the title to opening now. We're now opening the DLC weapons, baby. Let's get it. What's up, Joshua? Welcome to the stream. What's up, the Yorkie Bar? Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. GG's. 100%. I subbed and turned on notifications. McStabosaurus Rex, I love you. And if you guys are new to the channel, when you subscribe, you're going to see your names pop up right here below my face cam. Currently, Master Sumo is the most recent subscriber. But when you guys subscribe, you're going to knock him right out of there, and your name will appear at the top right below my recent donator. And you'll also see the live sub count go up in the lower right. We're currently 3 subscribers away from 135.6K. And we just hit it, because you guys are legends. I appreciate that a ton. Let me go ahead and close my party here. It's already closed. Never mind. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we head over to Black Ops 3. We have 10 free rare supply drops, 1 ranged weapon bribe, and 1 melee weapon bribe. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, okay? If there's one weapon I want to get this guy on his account, it's the XMC. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind. This weapon is an absolute slapper, and without a doubt is the most OP weapon in the game right now. Now, unfortunately, it's not the only weapon that he's missing, so we're not guaranteed to get it. He is also missing the PPSH and the AK-74U, alongside the MX Garand, the Peacekeeper, the LV8 Basilisk, the M16, the Galil, and the AN-94, On top of that, also the Olympia, which is a brand new weapon. And he's also missing the R70, and he's also missing the RSA. And for pistols, he's currently missing every single one, the Marshalls, the Rifty 9, and the M1911. And then he's also missing the L4 Siege and the Max GL. I swear to God, if we get either one of these weapons out of the Raised Weapon Bride, I'm going to be pissed. Pissed, I tell you. He's also missing the Butterfly Knife, Malice, Skull Splitter, Buzz Cut, Enforcer, Ace of Spades, Raven's Eye, and that's it. And then for specials, he's missing every single one. NX Shadowclaw D13 and the Ballistic Knife. So, there's a lot of weapons that this guy has as possibilities on the table for what we're going to go get here. But, I want to go ahead and ask you guys a question. This is a tradition that we do in every single triple play opening. What I want you guys to do right now is type 1 in the chat if you want me to open up the 6-pack of common supply drops, or type 2 in the chat if you want me to open up the rare supply drop. Just the single rare supply drop, because we only have, or we could open up 2 single rare supply drops because we have 64 crypto keys on the account. So whichever one you guys want more, type 1 in the chat for the commons, type 2 in the chat for the rares. Whichever one gets the most spam, that'll be the one that we'll open up here on the stream. Now, if we end up getting enough bonus crypto keys out of one of them, then we'll hopefully be able to open up the other. But in all honesty, given the past, you guys have mostly voted for the rare supply drops, and that's what you guys are all typing in the chat right now. So let me go ahead and open up the rare supply drops here. Maybe able to get him a dope weapon right off the bat. Like now. Or now. It's gonna be one of these openings, dudes. It's gonna be one of these. Thank you to all of you brand new hashtag notification squad members, guys. I'm gonna start following back all of you guys right now. Any one of you guys that turns on notifications for the channel and screenshots that little bell icon to turn on notifications and tweets it at me, I'll be sure to follow every single one of you guys back that does that, all right? Every single one of you guys will get that follow back. And I see some of you guys turning on notifications for my Twitter as well. That's also awesome because you guys know notifications for YouTube are most of the time absolute trash. Absolute trash. We just got another donation, didn't we? We just got another dono. Oh! Oh!
That's some serious.
No! We already got a DLC weapon, and we didn't even have to open up a bribe. Damn. You know what it must be? It must be the notification squad members. It must be because I was following back the people that have on notifications. The Olympia, boys. Let's get it. Let's get some hype in the chat. That is one of the brand new weapons that was just added into Black Ops 3. One of the most recent weapons that was just added. And maybe it was because of Frozen Gamer's donation as well. Donated $1 and says, can't wait for zombies, hashtag XMC hype. Also, I hate the difference in time zones, by the way. 100%, man. The difference in time zones are just terrible. We should just get rid of time zones as a whole. Time zones are terrible. The Olympia is elite. And that came from the rare supply drops. You guys are smart. Every single one of you guys that asked for the rare supply drops, you guys knew it was up. The Fire Olympia. Let's get it, man. So now, that knocks off one weapon that we don't have to worry about getting out of our ranged weapon bribe, right? Now we know that we're guaranteed to get something else that knocks off one weapon towards actually completing his entire inventory and getting him every DLC weapon, which we're most likely not going to be able to do here in this opening unless somehow, by a miracle of God, when we open up our very first rare supply drop here, we get a DLC weapon that he doesn't have. Okay, I thought I could be elite and call that right there, but it didn't happen. So now we're tapping into the 10 rare supply drops that actually came with the contract itself. If you guys are enjoying the live stream right now as well, make sure you go ahead and drop a like. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you drop a like in the stream, it helps with our luck a little bit. Everybody drop a like if you haven't done so. We got another $1.11 dono coming in. What the hell is this? Whew. What the hell's going on over here? You guys are elite. Stack X donating $1.11. It says, good video. Please keep going. Honestly, man, I'm never going to stop, dude. Never going to stop doing YouTube. As long as you guys keep showing your support, keep dropping a like, turning on notifications, showing up to every stream. You guys are truly what motivates me every single day. And the love that we've seen over the last couple days has been unreal. So make sure you keep the love coming, guys. I would really appreciate it. What's up, Chase Fletcher? How you doing today, man? I honestly, dude, every time I hear an epic out of my earbuds, I always think that it's a DLC weapon. Every single time. Every single time. But nope. Your fans are stupid. All right, Greg, you're just going to get timed out, man, just because you're clearly causing way too much mayhem in my chat. I hate silencing people, dude, but when you're distracting everybody else from having a good time, man, I mean, haters are always going to hate, dude. You know what I'm saying? But such a shame. Such a shame. Does he have the L4 siege? He does not. So unfortunately, we could... I thought that was a weapon, dude. I actually thought when I saw it flashing up there, because I knew it was going to be an epic. The epic Argus thing, bro. You never get the epic Argus. It's a meme at this point. You never get the epic Argus. But when I saw that, I honestly thought that we were going to get something pretty nice out of there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Empire camo. That's awesome. The best part is that's a limited time camo as well. So that's not something you can get later on down the line. We got the limited edition Empire camo, which he can now rock on every single weapon in the game. Now, unfortunately, it's not that great of a camo, if I'm being 100% honest, especially when compared to like the Into the Void camo or something like that. But it is animated. It does look cool. For those of you guys who haven't seen it yet, I'll actually show it to you right now on a weapon. The Weevil actually looks really nice with it. Or the Weevil looks nice with a lot of camos, but I think, you know, it is slightly animated. You guys might not be able to see the detail on stream, but it does look pretty nice, in all honesty. It's almost like the royalty camo from Advanced Warfare, which I think is dope. Bro, Hennis, you have insane luck. I'm telling you, man, my supply drop luck as a whole is elite. All right, so there were some one spams in the chat for those of you guys that wanted me to open up the 6-pack of commons. And because we do have 45 crypto keys, we're going to go ahead and open up the 6-pack of commons. Now, you guys know there are those of you out there who like strictly only open up common supply drops, and some of you guys get the nastiest luck. Like, you should see the tweets that I get. Or like, look, I just pulled 2 DLC weapons out of the same common supply drop. And I'm like, what the hell? How's that even possible? Do the ranged weapon bribe. We are going to do the weapon bribes here soon, guys. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Vicky? What's up, Jack? Hannes has the magic touch. There's a very fine touch that comes with opening supply drops. We're clearly not seeing it so far here in this 6-pack of commons, but hopefully here in the next couple we'll be able to get it. Your luck is terrible, to be honest, Hennis. Ghost, I have every DLC weapon in the game. How can my luck be bad? We open up. Okay, I know for the. Okay. We don't get necessarily the greatest DLC weapons out of every opening that I do on my channel, but for the most part, we get some pretty decent weapons. We went on a little bit of a streak a little while ago where we were getting like L4 Sieges and Max GLs and all that crap. But right now, last couple openings that we've been doing, we get some pretty fire drops. So I'm telling you, this opening, I really do have a feeling that out of this ranged weapon bribe, we are going to get the XMC. Like, I have a feeling deep inside my bones. And while it could be the wrong feeling, that could be like the feeling of the Max GL, like the evil devil himself trying to take over, I have a feeling. Best rare supply drop I've ever opened, man. That was terrible. All right, so we do have a couple of crypto keys left here, but I'm not going to spend them right now. We're going to go ahead and hop into the melee weapon bribe opening. So, per tradition, we do this in every single opening that I do on my channel. What I want you guys to do before we open up this melee weapon bribe is spam in the chat what melee weapon you guys want us to get out of this drop right now. I want to see how many of you guys can correctly guess what we're going to get out of the melee weapon. So, it has to be a melee weapon. There is a chance we obviously could get a ranged weapon, but it's going to guarantee us a melee weapon. Nate Payne says, spam the XMC and I'll donate 500 bucks. How about if you donate 500 bucks, I'll mod you? How's that? If you actually donate the $500, which you wouldn't, because everybody comes in here and always says they're going to do that. And they never do. Let's go over to the melee weapons here so I can refresh your guys' memory as to what he does not have. He does have the lefty, which kind of sucks because that's the one melee weapon that I always root for people to get because I think that's the coolest one. But he could get the butterfly knife, could get the malice, could get the skull splitter, the buzz cut, the enforcer, the ace of spades, or the raven's eye. Those are the weapons that he could get out of this drop right now. In all honesty, I would want him to get the skull splitter. If I can call a weapon, because that weapon has some amazing power to it. And it's got some amazing range as well. Saying that it has amazing power for melee weapons makes absolutely zero sense. But it's got some good range, which makes it a really good utilitarian weapon. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. When I open it, I'm going to look away and so I can only see the chat. So you guys are going to have to spam in the chat and tell me what we actually got out of this opening, all right? 3, 2, 1, and open. I'm looking away. I can only see my chat right now. I'm not hearing anything. I heard an epic at the very end there. Did we get an epic, guys? Did we get an epic weapon? What did we get? Tell me in the chat, guys. Let me know. What did we get? The enforcer? Is it the enforcer? That's what you guys are saying. Malice? Enforcer? Oh, it's the Raven's Eye! It was the Raven's Eye, man. Hey, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It looks cool. I think it was the most recent melee weapon that's been added. It's not. I wouldn't go so far to say it's terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. All right, now the bribe that you guys are all here for, right? You guys are all here for the ranged weapon bribe. Now, I'm telling you guys right now, like I said earlier, I'm really hoping for the XMC. But before we go ahead and open up this ranged weapon bribe, guys, I want to go ahead and do something here real quick. I haven't done this in a while, and I really like to do these on my triple play streams. We're going to go ahead and do a massive sub spike. So what I'm going to do is count down from 5. And when I reach 0, I want everybody who's in the channel right now, who's enjoying the content and wants to genuinely subscribe to my channel, to subscribe, all right? You guys can see that live YouTube sub count right now in the lower right-hand corner. When I hit 0, everybody who isn't subscribed yet, make sure you're subscribed. And now what's going to happen right now is everybody's going to unsubscribe because they're going to want to be part of that massive sub spike. All right? So here goes nothing. When I hit 0, everybody subscribe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Everybody subscribe. We just lost like 200 subscribers like in an instant, and we're still losing. But as soon as the stream catches up here, it stops being delayed, you'll see that start to skyrocket. Here it goes. Back up. Back up. Oh. 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 Hey, that actually wasn't that bad of a sub spike. That was not that bad. We almost hit 135,700 subs, and we might hit it here if it kept going up there a little bit. But thank you, guys. That was pretty cool. I don't know how many subs we actually ended up going up by. Hey, we did hit 135.7K. You guys are dope. Thank you very much for that sub spike. We just went up like 700 or like 200 subscribers, like the blink of an eye. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much to all of you guys that turn on notifications as well. If any of you guys are Zombies fans, I will be streaming Zombies later tonight in approximately like 3 hours from now. So make sure you have on notifications, tap that bell icon, and once you've tapped it, screenshot it if you want, and tweet it at me over on Twitter because I do follow every single notification squad member back on Twitter. I do add everybody back on Snapchat as well. So if you want to add me on Snapchat, I will post on my Snapchat story when I go live as well. My Snapchat is RealProHennis. All of my social media is in the description, my Instagram, and all that other crap. So let's go ahead and open this up. Once again, we're going to go ahead and do the ranged weapon bribe. So just like we did with the melee weapon, I want you guys to spam in the chat what ranged weapon you guys want us to get out of this opening. All right? What weapon you guys want us to get out of this opening right now. So I'm going to go ahead over to the creator class and show you guys, refresh your memory here on what he does not have, what the possibility what we could get. We could get the PPSH, the KV, or the AK, the KVK, or the XMC. That's the weapon that I really want him to get. That's the most OP weapon right now on Black Ops 3. For assault rifles, we could get the MX Garand, the Peacekeeper, the LV8 Basilisk, the M16, the Galil, or the KVK. We also have actually finished up the shotguns. We originally, when we opened up some rare supply drops, got him the Olympia, so that's pretty cool. We could get him the R70, which would suck. We could also get him the RSA, which would suck even more. I haven't actually pulled any snipers out of any of these openings that I've done for viewers, which is pretty nice. The Marshalls, the Rifty 9, and the M1911 are all up for grabs. So is the L4 Siege and the Max GL. I swear to God, if we get that, that's going to suck. And no melee weapons. I mean, we could get one out of this drop, but very unlikely. And then he could get any one of these specials as well. So we're praying for the XMC. I have a pretty good feeling. Once again, guys, we're going to go ahead and do this opening. I'm going to look away. When I look away, I want all of you guys to spam in the chat what weapon we actually get out of the drop, all right? You guys are going to have to tell me because I won't be able to see my screen. I'll only be able to see the chat. So you guys are going to need to tell me. I need everybody to drop a like right now to give me some good luck here. I don't know how many likes we have right now on the stream, but if we could get a couple more, that'd be awesome. We have over 1,200 people watching. I don't want to delay you guys anymore. Let's go ahead and do this opening. I swear to God, McStabosaurus Rex. I know you're a mod, but if we get the Max GL, it's your fault. 3, 2, 1, open. Let me know. I heard an epic, and I heard a legendary there at the very end. So whatever we got, it's right in the middle of the screen. What is the ranged weapon that we got? If it's the L4 Siege, I'm going to cry. No, don't tell me it's the L4. Don't tell me it's the L4 Siege. Just subscribe. Thank you, Armando. I appreciate the support. Yeah, subscribe if you guys are new as well. You know, drop that like, subscribe. I appreciate it. M1911. M1911. That's not bad. That's actually really not bad. The M1911 is actually the best pistol in the game by far. And in all honesty, you can almost use that as a primary in many ways because the fire rate is so high. The magazine count is really low, but damage is pretty good and the fire rate is pretty good as well. So it's not the XMC, but it is the M1911. So that's really not too bad. We do have a couple more crypto keys here that we can open up. Maybe, possibly, XMC. No, fortunately not. We saw the epic Argus flash here too, and we didn't get that. So ladies and gentlemen, that is going to go ahead and conclude this opening. Thank you to all of you guys that showed that support. I would appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new, excuse me, and drop a like on the stream. You guys can see right below my face cam, King Ninja is the most recent subscriber, and you guys will see your names appear at the top right below my recent donator if you guys subscribe as well. We're also pretty close to 135,800 subs. We're approximately 53 away, so make sure to subscribe. What we're going to go ahead and do right now, guys, is a raid, which is where we're going to send all of the viewers that are watching my stream right now to somebody else who's streaming Black Ops 3 here on YouTube. So if you guys want to stick around for that raid, it's going to be awesome, or hopefully going to be able to get a great reaction out of somebody. So don't go anywhere if you want to be there for that. It's going to be lit. I'm also going to go ahead and show you guys right on screen who we're actually going to raid, all right? We go to YouTube Gaming here. Switch over to this so you guys can see my screen. YouTube Gaming will hopefully load up here. And I'll be able to show you guys right on screen here who we're actually going to go ahead and send all of our viewers to. So if we go to Black Ops 3. Dismo is 2.3K. What the hell, man? He's got a lot of viewers right now. Let's give some love to the Ocean Opeasy. Oh, no. Wait. Beastly Jack. If Beastly Jack is live, I got to go ahead and hit him with a raid because I did promise him a raid as well. Where's my man Beastly Jack? Oh, Crimson's live as well, man. Crimson, like the Carnage member. All right, where's my man Beastly Jack? Where is Beastly Jack? He should be here somewhere. If not, we'll look him up here. We should be able to get him. Beastly Jack is an amazing supporter of my stream, guys, so hopefully we'll be able to show him some love. Hopefully he'll be here somewhere. Beastly Jack, your YouTube name is Beastly Jack as well here as well. All right. Legend of AK. Hey! That man's the legend. He is the legend. Beastly Jack, where are you, brother? Beastly Jack. I could just click right on his name in the chat, I guess, here as well. Here he is. Beastly Jack. Let's go show him some love. I'm going to post his link in the chat, and I want all of you guys to go over there and show him some support, all right? Drop a like and spam hashtag HennisRaid in his chat once you get over there. You guys ready for this? 3, 2, 1, and go. Everybody head over there right now. Show him some love. Hashtag HennisRaid in the chat. I really appreciate it. Turn on that HD quality, though. It mean a lot to me, dudes. Show this man some love. Show him some support. Hashtag HennisRaid in the chat. I saw Branny in there. Branny Raid. Hashtag HennisRaid, guys. Show him some support. HennisRaid, right?
HennisRaid. Skipping some comments.
Hey, everybody make sure you drop a like on the stream. We're almost at 100 viewers, guys. Everybody who over there right now, if you're not over there right now, you're doing something wrong. Show him some love. He's got over 100 viewers right now. Show him the love. Show him the love, guys. I'd really appreciate it. I got you, bro. Happy to support, man.
Skipping some comments. Raid. Skipping some comments.
Dude, I love how it's reading out the messages like in the actual stream.
Skipping some comments.
That's hilarious, man. Go show him some love. He definitely deserves it. He's a massive supporter of my stream. I'll subscribe to him. 100%.
Skipping some comments. HennisRaid.
106. Dude, his chat is going crazy right now. Thank you guys for everybody who's showing him a ton of support. Seriously means a lot.
Some comments. Rated you. Hi.
Alright, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off right now, though. I'll see you guys tonight for a Zombies Night stream. If you guys are looking forward to that, make sure you're subscribed, to drop a like, and have on notifications. That's going to be in approximately, I think that zombie stream will start in about 3 hours from now, guys. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to that. Make sure you guys go ahead and are subscribed. Have on notifications, guys. Make sure you tap that bell icon, and I'll be sure to go ahead and follow you guys back on Twitter. If you do, tweet me a screenshot of that bell, and you guys will be also guaranteed to be the first people in here when I go live. So thank you very much for that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time, everybody, keep gaming, and as always, stay cool. Adios.